Yeah, there we are. Let's see. We have sound, apparently.
And we can turn on a
We
webcam.
can see if we can see. Ah, there's a person. There's Corey, mostly.
Mostly me.
Yeah, mostly. You turn it a little bit. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
You're here this time. Yeah, we missed you last time. We figured, Brainiac, we figured you were having a fine time wherever you just were at that time. You will be when the ads end, I see. Oh, well. That's what we all get for not paying for this service. So, at any rate, welcome back to another,
Nice shirt.
hot chat. Yeah. Hi, it's a really hot chat, people.
Yeah, we got fans going everywhere, so apology for the fan noise. I'm
And,
sure you can
television
all...
in the other room.
Oh, yeah, we got, Hallmark Channel on TV.
Yes.
Mom switched her habit from TCM to Hallmark Channel.
Well, they were playing things like Clockwork Orange and things
Yeah,
like that.
Lori didn't think Clockwork Orange was suitable fare for...
Yeah. It's just not really
lady.
the uplifting kind of thing.
Considering it starts out with sexual assault of an old lady.
Yeah. I had a problem with that movie.
I don't know why.
Oh, you want
I had
fan noise? Cool. Got you covered. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're glad all of our fans are here.
Yes, shrieking
Make
at
some
high
noise.
decibels. Yeah.
Oh, look, viewers are showing up.
That is good. Oh my God, it's the Coles. Yes. We are indeed the Coles. It's probably 83 in here, so it is a hot summer.
I could put on a hat, but then my head will be even hotter.
It is a problem, yes. So yes, we figured it was going to be a hot summer, so we might as well have hot summer in
So
Shapeir.
we're raking them over the hot coals.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, looks like I can still notify the announcements channel. Yay, good. Yes. We're glad because we want people to be able to do that.
I think I allowed at here, but not at all, or something like that.
Really?
At everyone.
Okay.
I didn't allow at everyone anymore.
Alas.
Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so what are we going to do today?
Well, we were mostly going to talk about, Quest for Glory 2 and things like that. If we haven't talked it into the earth, then there's nothing left to say.
Well, we can do the original Quest for Glory 2 instead of the
remake.
in fact, it looks like I've got it running, which means I'm probably dead.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's just
no,
launcher.
that's just the launch page with that great issue, that Quest for Glory screen that they can't see. But
Well, they can't see, but...
with that great painting by Terry Robinson. The first digital cover that Sierra did.
I can probably close my inbox.
You probably could. So at any rate, we're talking about something they can't see, so we might as well, best game ever, yeah.
Best game ever! Which one?
Probably the things. The timing is amusing. I presume you've seen images from the next Heroine's Quest making the rounds.
Well, I don't know if it's technically a next Heroine's Quest. I was told it was one developer from the Heroine's Quest team.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know. Is it Crystal Studios or whatever it was? Crystal something?
Yeah, but somebody's making it. And it looks good.
It looks really
it
good,
looks
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's kind of related to the... well, it's Persia. It's set in Persia,
yes.
So it's definitely related to Quest for Glory 2.
Yep, hence the quotation marks. Yes,
quote
yes.
next, unquote.
Exactly. 4 is my favorite, mainly because the voice acting. Ah, yes. Voice acting makes a big difference.
Well, if we had gotten around to entering the whatever that lottery was and won it last night, we would have had enough to make a deal with Activision and then added voice acting to all of our games.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, we wouldn't do it.
We wouldn't do it.
But we'd have the money for it.
We wouldn't have the money for it either to pay for Activision. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was my favorite joke because I wish I had enough money to buy a really big yacht. What would you want a really big yacht for? Oh, I don't want the yacht. I just want that much money.
Yep. 2 and 4 forever dual for me. Except in October, for obvious reasons, yes. 4 is October.
4 is October, but
yes.
2 is the summer, and this is still July.
Yes,
I had to look over my clock.
Yes,
it is still July.
Yes.
That means team needs to be paid in a couple days.
Okay, well, yes, they will appreciate that part. Yes, we pay people. What do you know?
The happiest days in a man's life are the day he buys his first boat and the day he sells his last boat.
Yeah, I'll talk to Ken Williams
Yeah,
about that.
Ken and Roberta seem to love
Yeah.
motoring around the world.
Yep.
I think they call it sailing, but I don't think their boats have any sails.
I do not think it does, yes. Hiya, Molly Metroid, yes. Hi, indeed. So, at any rate, yes, we're not really having anything that we had in mind to talk about other than
No, we didn't?
other than Trial by Fire, which, of course, as we said, it was aptly named.
Now, if you won one of the contests in the last few streams, I have not been getting emails from people that won, so I have not sent out any prizes in about 2 months, and I think that's because I haven't heard from the people that won. So if you won, you should probably remind me at what is it? Support. At hero-u.net.
Yeah. I love the Meeps in one. Well, the Meeps were funny, yes, and we love Meeps, so therefore we have Meeps in our games. Of course, we haven't got any in Summer Days series so far.
And I had a great time writing the priceless dialogue for the Meeps.
Yes, you can.
Hiya, hiya, pleased to meet ya.
Yeah, there we go. Corey's, immortal lines. Yes.
I think that was about my contribution.
I don't think prices have been clearly stated in the last few streams anyway. They have not, because after all, we don't have Roberta's off doing her own thing anymore.
Yeah, so our prizes basically are we look through our list of game keys that we're either contributing or the people have given us.
Do a Meep hero, honestly.
Ooh, 200 hearts.
Ooh, cool. Honestly, did have a game proposal at one point for a Meep game that would be set in the school at Road to Redemption. It would be set in the school using some of the resources, and it would be Hero U, and would follow a Meep. But we would change camera angles to Meep size, and you'd have to go find all the baby Meeps hiding in the capsule. But we didn't go with that one. Thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate that. Yes, there's our Meep hero. We'd love a Meep. Well, this was supposed to be a little bit, it was definitely going to be aimed at kids, but we're all kids.
Yeah, the idea was to have your point of view be very close to the floor. Your
point of view would be Meep, and you would be a Meep trying to find all the baby Meeps before the Drats got them. But I thought it was a little grim.
It is a little grim. I was going to say, we lost, we lost a cat. A couple of cats to a dog, and we lost a dog to coyotes. So.
Yep. So it's a little grim. So I was thinking, well, you can just threaten them with drats, and you just have to threaten them. But then there's no consequences. So it's like, didn't work. Too bad. Meep's Quest. So you want to be a Meep? Afternoon, Rich. The Meep seems like they'd be the mascot of an in-game minigame. Yes, like the Chaos in the 3D Sonic games, or the Chocobos.
It's a Chow, not a Chaos.
Chow? Oh, I see. Chow.
Or the Chocobos.
Yes, Chocobos are cool. Yes.
I don't remember a Chow in 3D Sonic.
Asian
of course, I didn't play 3D. I played the original Sonic.
Yeah. Game key in May. Happy to begin my lurking. Thanks for everything. Magic Pig Detective. Well, lurk away. We're very pleased to have lurkers. That's what I do best when I'm watching somebody else's stream.
All right, so
Chocobo.
Why don't we write down these names or something?
Huh?
Or we could ask people again. Please send us email to.
Yes, please.
If you want, please.
As long as the awful waffle walker makes a triumphant return, I will support it. Yeah, I don't think we have any triumphant waffle walkers in our current games. Sorry. Nom nom. Oh, you Chocobo. Chocobo. Okay, well that's reasonable. But I always
Chocobo. Chocobo. It's Chocobo apparently.
Well, that's Chocobo. Yeah. What type of
Chocobo?
hero is your favorite for this
I think
game?
I pronounced it Chocobo.
I would go Chocobo. Because, the English has some vague rules. Alright, I've been really busy lately and I missed a bunch of streams. Well, we're glad you could take the time, You don't have to be here. And no calling them chickabobs. Oh, my wife used to do that, drive me nuts.
When I remember, I actually export these streams to YouTube, which used to be hard but is now really easy since... Twitch and YouTube both belong to Microsoft, Google, something like that. Whoever they both belong to. And I did, in fact, yesterday exported the one from 2 weeks ago.
Chocobo instead of chocobo.
Chocobo?
Chocobo.
Well, in Japanese, I understand that intonation is normally level, so it'd be chocobo.
Very fast.
Chocobo. Chocobo. Would not have an
is
accent
Google.
on any
Twitch
syllable.
is Amazon. I don't think they're friends. No, they're not exactly friends. But they can be friends.
They have a relationship because there is a command in Twitch that lets me export directly to YouTube.
What are some of the scrapped ideas you had for Quest for Glory 2? I read that the VGA remake was considering putting in a fortress for the brigands that didn't make it an original title. Was that planned at some point? Not
No.
for Quest for Glory 2. They did a lot of the things we had to cut, like some of the Easter eggs and things like that.
Well, we cut the source repair shop, but that was not actually in the plans. That was an Easter egg that
Yes.
Brian Hughes did on his own off to the side, working with Jerry, I think.
Yeah.
To get some additional art and then using scrap art. And, we really wanted to put that in because it was clever and it was funny, but we just couldn't find space in any of the discs.
Yep.
Every one of those discs is just packed to the gills.
Silly Clowns was such a late idea of how to actually make it useful that we didn't do anything really with it except,
Yeah, the original idea in Silly Clowns was to do absolutely nothing with it. It would just be a menu item that did nothing.
Yes.
And then I perverted that a little by having actually changed the death message or two, and it took Harpo out of the alleyways if you had it off.
Yeah, the only real thing we cut was the Wizard's Whirl game that was going to be elemental based and going to be in Aziz's place, and apparently they did put it back.
Yeah, they did a version of it.
Version that had
Yeah,
nothing
they hit me up on my old notes from it, and I couldn't find much.
Yeah.
So I told them basically what the idea was, and they came up with something pretty different from what we had in mind.
Yeah. So
The idea basically was that you could, just like in the Mage's Maze, you could cast a spell that changed your avatar from a little tiny thing to a medium-sized thing to a big thing and back. And this one you would be able to change between earth, air, fire, and water, and you would use that to affect one square of the game board, but the effects would spread. So, like if you had put a fire square on the game board and it was adjacent to an earth square, the earth would catch fire and the fire would spread.
I don't remember much of that. I think
I don't know that we had much more than that.
What would work for that is the thing in World of Warcraft where they had the floor squares in Pandaria, where one would be fire and the other would be air, and you got blown back if you walked into the air square. The ones on the floor in the Pandora temples,
No, I don't remember it.
well, you had to get around the maze to get to the center with a maze, so they made it work. Thank you very much.
Well, there's you mean the one where
Celesta?
the one with the fountain
No, I don't know of a fountain, but I'm thinking it's the.
in Jade Temple? There's the fountain.
It was in the temples to the whatever those things were, and yes, they redid it at one point. You had to go in again after Pandaria was long gone. So for the invasions, or I don't mean the invasions. I mean for the last.
Well, I remember the ones in. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one where you had to. It was the Mogu.
The Mogu,
Mogu,
Temple.
the Earth guys, and the Mogu Temple, and Mogu something, Mogu vaults,
Okay.
and they had a thing where there were tiles on the floor that would do things to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Mogu Wolves.
Or would
SimCity does
awaken-
have that
or would-
effects
they would
nearby
awaken
spot in its rule set at least, yes. Mists was why I left. I miss Mists. I see.
I actually left during Mists also because I played the alpha for Mists of Pandaria, and I felt like I had the entire, beginning experience of creating a Pandaren and so on, and I kind of forgot, I kind of forgot about the fact that really the essence of WoW is the end game, and it's whatever is the maximum level at the time, and all the dungeons and raids for that
I
max
have
level.
to think that was about the time that Star Wars: The Old Republic came online.
Okay, so we switched to that.
Switched over to that.
Yeah, and then
instead.
about 8 months later, I came back to WoW. My problem with that is that I missed the Vale of Eternal Blossoms is an area that when it first opened to players was all lush and beautiful, and then as the Horde and Alliance came in and started fighting each other, the Shah took over and turned it desolate, and we came in, it was already desolate when we got
Umbrella asks, why was the development time back in the days of Quest for Glory 1 and 2 so much shorter than today?
The amount of time to do art and lack of voices.
Art, yes, art is a major field there, and the fact that they were simpler games. Honest to God, they were much simpler games than they kept getting more and more complicated because we had more time to actually improve them. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, the whole idea of Sierra Adventure games was basically to take, Colossal Cave and that kind of Infocom type text adventures and add graphics to it. But the programmers working on that, Bob Pikeman and who was the PhD guy?
Stevenson?
It's Jeff Stevenson? Yeah, Jeff Stevenson came up with SCI, which was an object-oriented language similar to Lisp, and really had very sophisticated capabilities. And idiots like me, who had a computer science background, came in and actually used the features of it. And all of a sudden, instead of just doing little games that parsed a line and spit out a line of text at you, we started having variables and flags and conditionals and using overlays to alter the artwork, and all of a sudden the games became really complex.
Then the artwork process became so much more complex, and it just physically took more time to create the game.
Yeah, you have to remember that on AGI, which was the predecessor to SCI, I think it was something like 160 by 200 was the screen resolution, and SCI went to 320 by 200. So it was very low resolution. It was only 16 colors, only 4 bits of color. So it's very pixelated, and the art resources were small. The artists drew them on a screen. They were basically drawing vectors, so you basically did like a paint by numbers, where you drew the outline of your drawing and then said, okay, fill this, because that was much more efficient than modern methods of having bitmaps. You have to keep track of every bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the art resources were very small, and they were developed very quickly.
Yes. Remember when AGI was considered cutting edge 3D?
No.
Yeah. All right, a Lisp interpreter. It'll be fun. This is the computer science equivalent of hold my beer and watch this.
Oh my God, he's walking behind the object. Yeah, that was actually a very special thing. Sierra had, we considered it 2.5D. So it was a 2D backgrounds, but there were 16 depth layers to it. So you could, as the character moved up the screen, he moved back in terms of the depth layer, and then you could, the artist could draw the various features and screens to be at different layers.
It was very sophisticated, really, but it was still very simple.
Schumann, I wrote a Pascal interpreter in college that was, I was, I think, 2-quarter class. So the first quarter we studied Pascal and wrote some simple programs in it. Second quarter we wrote our own Pascal interpreter in 360 assembly language. And it worked pretty darn well. So I didn't have any of those fancy tools that they used for...
Old man, yeah.
Yeah, old man. Yeah, when I worked for the company that was making word processing systems, desktop publishing systems, we had a guy that was one of them PhD guys, and he had Yak and Lex for making his interpreter, and I felt like that was the lazy man's way out. But yeah, most of what they taught to people studying Unix and Lisp and stuff was Yak and Lex.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which does a lot of the work of writing an interpreter for you.
I see. Okay, fine. That's some computer prep things. At Illinois University.
Northern Illinois University. Let's do some
They
Pascal.
do Pascal. I was wondering whether it was exist anymore.
Out of all my alumni friends, we had, well, we don't know what year Asian Waste went.
No, that's true.
We had one guy who had one use for it. We hate him for spoiling our indignity.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would be kind of like extinct, except for the fact that you have grandfather clauses and you have ancient equipment that still uses
Well,
it.
the early days of CPM and Apple II, someone wrote a tiny Pascal that compiled very efficiently and allowed people to write real compiled programs. The only other one was
Lurk.
Bill Gates, his basic.
Bang lurk. Okay.
What?
Bang lurk. He's gonna lurk. Rich is lurking.
Okay, you can lurk and have dinner.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So Pascal was one of the first languages that was available for early home computers.
Oh, okay. So it was meaningful at
And
that time.
I think FTL Games that did Sundog: A Frozen Legacy and Dungeon Master, I believe they used a version of UCSD Pascal or something like that to.
We
do their
learned
games.
Pascal in high school grade 12 computer class. It was interesting.
Yeah. So computer science as such, at least at my school, UC Santa Barbara, didn't really exist. So what they had as for their idea of computer science classes is every year or every quarter I would study a different computer language. So we had PL1 was one of them, and so I had a class in PL1 and we did some pretty interesting projects in it. But the instructor had just learned PL1 himself and stayed basically 2 lessons ahead of us.
Yeah, well, I imagine that was true for a lot of years.
Yeah.
That the instructors had no clue what they were doing and had to learn on the fly too.
So although I've never had an opportunity to use PL1 since then, that was actually one of the best classes I took because the projects we did had some actual computer science between them. For instance, he had a unit in which he taught us the concept of a random walk, where a character basically is moving in a direction and decides each phase whether to keep going straight or turn in a direction, and that you can navigate a maze by setting a character in a random walk, and eventually would get everywhere. And then he had a photo of a huge hotel in Banff, Banff, British Columbia, and had us do a thing to basically put a character in a random walk through this hotel. And so, it made you feel like there was something practical there.
Oh, thank you, somebody. Yes, they just subscribed Databar. Let's see. Pascal, was the next step up from learning BASIC. Yes, on Apple IIe's.
Yep. Schumann 3D Blast name's Algol, the algorithmic language. I learned Algol. I learned Fortran in high school. I think I did a little bit of BASIC in high school, and I did COBOL. I took a class at the little side. They had basically, professional learning opportunities for students. So it was mostly aimed at inner city students, but somehow me and my other middle class friends all went to the Fortran and COBOL class. The COBOL class was interesting because the instructor made sure that we actually understood what happens with a compiler in the computer. So the beginning of the thing was talking about binary arithmetic and ands and ors and logic, and then he got into the COBOL language, which had very little to do with any of that.
Well, it was a good start for thinking.
But COBOL was really big in doing like accounting applications and stuff back in the 60s and 70s.
Best class in school was actually the intro, which covered binary, gates, etc.
Yes. Yeah. I took one beginning engineering class that was, basically went through logic gates and stuff like that. And we built a little thing that played Fox and Geese or something like that, where you touched wires to the board to play it and stuff like that.
Anybody ever do
discrete circuitry.
let's see, what is it called when you're using a base, different bases, base 6 and things
Yeah.
like that. Anybody do those with popsicle sticks in school? Because I did. You had to wrap the bundles of popsicle sticks, get them out in groups of 6, and then you could see what the number was, and that's how
So it gave you a visual representation of the
yes,
concept
it's
pieces.
a physical manifestation of how a different base concept works.
I seem to remember that octal was more popular than hexadecimal for a while in computer stuff, and people didn't really know how they'd do hex because you've only got 0 through 9. What do you do after 9? And that now it's standard to do A through F, but back then that wasn't
There
standard.
was no standard.
Yeah, they had Fortran did stuff with. I may be mixing stuff up here, but
Who knows?
Fortran, what letter you started a variable name with determined whether it was an integer or
Yeah, I think
floating
it was
point. So
Fortran when I'm thinking. And the notion behind COBOL was to insulate business majors from ever having to know about Boolean algebra, logic, or anything like that. The COBOL where I ran something that ate the compiler. Okay.
oh, I did that in what language was I using? I think Snowball or something like that. I was using, and I basically ended up abending, so abnormal ending, by running out of the allocated 5 seconds or something in processor time I had. And considering that most programs were done in micro milliseconds, going 5 seconds, what I tried to do was write a very simple little program that enumerated every possible bridge hand and gave me probabilities of high card points, and I did brute force. And later on, I learned that there's actually it's actually formulae for that, and then I wrote another version of it. It took like 12 milliseconds instead of multiple seconds.
I think the best one that I ever learned was the math of how to multiply by 9 with your hands. I thought that was just awesome.
How do you do that?
You say, okay, so you want 1 times 9. Yeah, so you put down, put down the 1, and let's see, let me think. Oh, I know how to do it. 1 times 9 is 9, so you put down your 1 thing, and then you had 9 on the other side. Yes, 9 fingers. So it's easier if you don't, I'm trying to go this way, but it doesn't work that way because my fingers don't work that way. So
I'm not very good at doing the Star Trek thing, so that's my fingers don't want to spread out like that.
So 2 times 9, you put down the thing, and so you've got 1 on one side and 8 on the other. And so now you've got 18. And it's 3 times 9, you got 2 on one side and then whatever's left.
7.
And 7 on the other side if you could lift that finger so you could multiply with your hands. And that was just so cool. One of my favorite bits of math.
Yeah, my father taught me something about casting out nines and all the interesting properties of the number 9 when I was a kid, but I've forgotten it mostly.
We had an idiot for a high school teacher who taught us both chemistry and biology. I think I stuck with him for 2 years. But he did teach us how to do the math of casting out numbers in a long formula. And I thought, now there was something that was actually interesting and something I'd never learned before.
Oh, Sirs Alasta has broken the silence as a first-time chatter to say...
Quest, yes, Quest for Glory, too. Actually sparked some of my first interest in programming. Good, ideal. You mentioned art was one of the reasons for increased development time. What was the process for making art once the game switched over to VGA?
Actually, even before they switched to VGA.
Because Quest for Glory 2
we were the guinea pig.
Trial by fire. There's a reason.
So, we did Heroes Quest, and it was surprisingly successful. Sold way more than Sierra expected initially, and so instead of having us wait a year like they did for other things, they immediately set us on to Heroes Quest 2.
And we thought, we got this. We now know what we're actually doing.
Yeah, we're real game developers and designers.
And we have all this information of how we did it last time to draw upon, which instead of having to make it up as we went along.
But meanwhile, they were developing King's Quest 5, and that was going to be Sierra's first 256 color VGA game and higher resolution, 640 by 400. and they brought in Bill Davis, a Hollywood ad exec, to direct the art department. So first thing they said is, well, this process of drawing in the screen, you're never going to get great art from that.
Yep.
Artists work on boards and canvas and stuff, and that's what fine artists know how to use. So they brought in they set up a series of camera systems that were similar to the multi-layer animation cameras they used at Disney, except this was really basically just
A camera.
a camera on that you could lower or raise, and it was looked down on the flat surface, and then they had clips and so on to register to get the thing perfectly lined up. And so the process they came up with was that the artist would draw a pen drawing of the pencil sketch, and then a pen drawing of the scene, and they would scan it in, and that the programmers would work from that. And meanwhile, probably a different artist who was a colorist would come in and would paint that scene, and then scan it in again. And since it was all carefully registered, all that code that had been written for it would work perfectly. And so that everything would be very efficient, all pipelined. What we discovered is that it never did. I had one where one of my famous one was the hero riding his Saurus off into the desert, and I spent hours and hours just getting the perfect placement to go over a sand dune. Okay, so we're not actually moving someone over a sand dune. We're doing a 2D simulation of 3D. So what you actually do is you have the hero ride forward, and then you move him, slide him backwards while changing the z-coordinate, and that makes him look like he's gone behind the dune, so he's going up and then down the dune. So you're actually moving forward and then back and then forward again. So it's really totally non-intuitive. Took me a while to learn that. And then the final art came in, and I discovered that that desert plain that I had the hero riding across was actually the side of a mountain. And when they colored it in, it was no longer a flat plain, it was the side of a mountain, and I had to throw out all that code and redo it entirely.
Yeah.
So just, one minor problem, but we had no time to make these games. The first game we started in January of '89, and we released it in October of '89, which means it had to be done in August. So basically 8 months to do a full, extremely complex game. And we were the first to have multiple character types and all that stuff. So we did a lot of innovations in a very short time. The second game was supposed to have started in November, but because we were basically still winding up Hero's Quest, it didn't. And Bill Davis came in. The other part of the process, he wanted everything storyboarded like they did in Hollywood. So he wanted every major scene of the game have a small drawing of it and put them up on a cork board, and then we worked through whether to change the order of events and stuff like that.
Except we didn't. We just had somebody actually have to go to all the work of drawing this out, and then it was basically didn't get used to.
And thus adding, however, a month to the taking away a month from the development time.
Yeah.
So we effectively started the game in March instead of in January, and it was supposed to be done in August. We finally finished it end of November. We missed Black Friday, but we did get it on shelves for Christmas, but that meant express shipping it to all the stores, so that cost a fortune shipping. Not as profitable as it would have been. So yeah, it was a very painstaking process, but I got to say, it resulted in beautiful looking games.
Yep. And then
so Bill was not wrong.
Just as we kept going on, we kept, like Quest for Glory 3, we had to send a Ray to Korea to get some of those background paintings painted. We didn't have the resources that, our artists could only work so fast. And so each time it took a little longer and a little more complex to do things until the giant juggernaut of a mess, Quest for Glory 5.
Yeah, Quest for Glory 5, Eric Lengyel made an original 3D engine.
We don't need to have to, we've already talked about that
one. I was just going to say the one part Lori was saying, sending out art off to Korea. Quest for Glory 5, they couldn't find enough C++ programmers in Oakhurst, so we actually imported 2 programmers from India.
Yeah, and for that massive 3D environments that were behind things, we were up at, they sent off to Dynamics and other companies of Sierra and contracted with them to do some of the background. So every time our games got more complex, and the process got even more complex. So that's.
I talked with, I think it was Bob Gleason was downstairs. We now were using about 100 developers on 2 floors of the building. Basically, almost the entire building was devoted to making Quest for Glory 5.
I don't think Gleason was around at 5.
Yeah, okay, anyway.
He was 4.
I thought it was...
He was there at 4.
Okay. Was May have... I don't know. Anyway, Quest for Glory 5, someone was animating... maybe I'm wrong on 5. Was animating the hero... It may have been 3, actually. Maybe 3.
All right, we're down
On
to
3, where the hero... Where the hero hugged the leopard woman.
Oh, okay.
That's
Dohari. Okay,
That's
3,
3.
yeah.
That was 3. And he had been working just on that one animation for 2 months.
Oh, God.
And because you had basically 2 characters working in 2D that you had to get interacting and looking like a realistic 3D hug. And that was all he worked on for, it was 6 or 8 weeks on that one animation. So, yeah, that's why stuff took so long.
How would you compare that development journey to Hero U? Well, we really duplicated Quest for Glory 5's mess to Hero U.
Yeah, we went in a series of steps. We started out, we said, okay, we were working with a developer from Australia who had done a game called MacGuffin's Curse.
We were going to do a nice little simple 2D game.
Yeah, it was going to be a basically top-down with exploded walls and so on. And, you know, characters kind of at an angle and so on, but very cartoony.
Yes.
And it was going to be a roguelike game. And we were working with that developer. And then we brought in Terry as an art director. And Terry had worked also with Laurie on Quest for Glory 5. And Terry said, this art looks like crap. I'm not going to work on a game that looks like that. And he says, why don't we go with isometric, proscenium stage view. And we'll keep it 2D. But everything will be
we'll do something more like what we did at Sierra.
Closer to Quest for Glory. Yeah.
Yes.
So Andrew did a prototype of that. And actually got it to look pretty good. But at this point, stuff was going on that basically it had been Andrew's game up to this point with us supplying the design and he was going to develop it, and he eventually realized that he was going to end up working massive overtime on this. It wasn't really going to be his game.
And so at that point, he bowed
he dropped out.
We got a 3D a programmer that actually knew how to do Unity. And
he said, okay, Unity is basically designed for 3D.
Yeah, and the more 2D stuff we tried to shoehorn into that, the less it worked. And
so we started,
finally,
the most complicated, the deal breaker room in Hero U is the library.
Yes.
Because the library has the stacks up on 2 floors, and you can go in front of and behind the stacks, and you can go up a set of stairs, and then, now, we could have just designed that library
We could have redesigned it, yes.
That would have been smart.
Yeah.
But instead we tried to do 3D and 2D.
Yep. And so, therefore, we eventually went all 3D but we still have a lot of 2D stuff in it. A lot of the statues and the things that look 3D are actually just painted on 2D planes. So yes, we did have a mixture, and yes, it was a lot like Quest for Glory 5 in that we kept changing our system and changing the art style and working it out, but it was, and we were responsible for it. That's a lot more, a lot of difficulty.
It was all one engine. It was all Unity. But on top of Unity, just like in order to make Heroes Quest, SCI was never designed to do role-playing games. So I built a layer. I took advantage of the fact that SCI had object orientation. So I built a layer of code on top of the SCI engine that let us do things like have stats that improved as you practice them, and did all the RPG stuff, that a character sheet.
So likewise for Road to Redemption, we had to reinvent that too.
Yeah.
We invented that. We invented the Composer. Well, we had somebody do it for us. And Composer, which was the way to just do text editing initially, became a real programming language practically.
Yeah, so we...
so we created our own engine.
Yeah.
So yes.
We had a design editor that went through multiple passes. Originally, the programmer designed it to be a thing with like strands of spaghetti connecting
A visual
nodes.
representation
Yeah, it was visual, which
of
was
nodes.
which was really cool. But then when he realized the scope of our project, that one scene might have 100 nodes in one event,
Yes,
and
remember.
might have a dozen events, and so you'd have,
Yes, because
A
I'm
lot.
too complex, yes. How difficult was it to program a real-time combat scene on top of SCI?
not as bad as you'd think. So if you remember, in all the Quest for Glory games, you actually, except for 5, you actually switch to a close-up
A
scene of the
combat
combat.
scene.
So in terms of SCI called them rooms, so you effectively went to a different room for the combat. And certain things SCI did really well, which is being able to animate objects as you're moving them around and stuff like that. The hard part was the fact that we were trying to support the Tandy 1000 and Tandy 2000, so we had these slower than molasses computers. So in order to make that work, we could only animate a maximum of 1/9 of the screen at one time.
Yes.
So
Yes. So
so
therefore,
for the huge monsters like the Asaurus,
or the Cheetar.
yeah, the Cheetar,
Yeah, in
only the head and the
particulars.
claws moved.
Really, that's why it looked like it did. Yep. Wow, all the work people not in the industry don't realize that goes into a game. I guess it's like many other areas. The pros make it look easy when in fact it's anything but. It is not easy, no. Yeah.
It's what I constantly, I answer some questions on Quora, and the one that comes up constantly is, I've got this killer idea for a computer game. How can I get a publisher to make my game? And the answer is always dashing cold water on them and saying basically ideas are a dime a dozen, nobody wants your idea, and which is kind of sad, and it's not actually true. I used to think ideas were a dime a dozen, but really good ideas are hard to come by.
Yes, ideas are easy. Good ideas, less so easy. Yeah, and practical ideas, even less so easy. Yeah,
But
so
the first thing you learn as a programmer is that when you've got an idea, you have to turn it into a set of rules, which is an algorithm, and then you have to translate that algorithm into computer language, and each time you're getting at a lower level of the computer in order to do it. So that's the same problem with a game idea, is that you can have a idea that okay, I am going to do the Journeys of the Fellowship of the Ring through Middle Earth, and there's 8 million ways you can do that. You can do it as an Automa style with stick figures moving through an environment. You can do it movie style with realistic 3D animated characters. The emphasis can be on the combats with the ring wraiths and the various things, or it can be more abstract. It can be all story based. So you have to take that idea and refine it, and that's what takes all the work and all the time.
What were the biggest challenges in coming up with a story for Quest for Glory 2? Were there any?
Yeah.
Story? Not particularly. We knew where we wanted to go. And in fact, Sierra influenced that, which is why Rasir is an anagram of Sierra.
Yes.
But generally, we knew what we were doing, It just got filled in as we went along.
Yeah, it started out with Lori and I having brainstorming sessions and saying, okay, we're going to set this in, Arabian Nights, Persia, and the Middle East, and said, okay, what kind of characters would we have there? We kind of wanted to go with archetypal characters, so we said, okay, we've got, the Sultan, we've got the evil Vizier, and I said, oh, harem girls, you got to have harem girls.
Yeah, so we wanted memes. We wanted to hit all the memes before the era of memes, the Persian memes.
We knew we would have the merchant Abdullah do because he was in Heroes Quest and helped to get there.
We knew we'd have katas, yes. And so we sort of populated the city with katas and that sort of thing, yeah.
So Lori looked at me and said, okay, if you've got a harem girl in the game, what kind of problems would the hero be solving for a harem girl? And so I said, okay, well, the tried and true one is that she's about to be married against her will to the villain, and she wants your help to escape.
Well,
And that was one of the ideas
The
we came
minute
up
you
with.
come with the harem girls, you've got, okay, so this is a culture that lets women be married off in droves to somebody. That didn't sit well with me. That doesn't seem like something I really wanted to promote.
Woman's lib.
But the idea that it was in the villain city and not in the main city, but in the villain city, so that we could give all our bad stuff to one town and basically explore it there, that was the way to do it. Yes.
So David mentions that experience gain seems to vary in the first game, but looks to be static in the remaining games. Experience was really a problem and shouldn't have been in there. The problem with experience is that our rate of gain of experience points exceeded the 16-bit integers that we had available, and ended up corrupting save games.
So now you know. Inventory
And
weights.
it really had nothing. Yeah, inventory weight. Yeah.
We had to cover that one. Seems to be a factor in combat formulas in the first game, but not the rest. Was this an intentional change? Yes.
Okay, so you have to remember, I designed and implemented all the combat in Game 1, and I did the first part, the initial work on the combat in Game 2, but then I burned out on it. I wrote a little bit about that in my Patreon article, which we should link.
We should link.
So I really had nothing. I was not in on the combat on the future games, and that again is what I'm talking about with going from an idea to an implementation. All the work is in the implementation. Here's the Patreon article I wrote leading up to the stream, and I talked about that experiences. And yeah, I really had a rough time. I got midway through Quest for Glory 2, and I had not been the team lead on Quest for Glory 1. Bob Fishbach was the team lead on that, I think. Or did I take over?
Initially,
I don't know.
You took over for
I took over later on.
Yes.
But I was the team lead from the start in 2, and I was also full co-designer, which I had not been on 1. And it was too much. I burned out on it.
Mm-hmm.
And really, people had to carry me through the second half of the project.
Yep. And the other thing was in terms of what happened with inventory weight seemed to be a factor. Also, every game we tried to refine it and throw away what wasn't working for the previous game. So the inventory weight did not seem to be useful as a game mechanic for the game to continue. So therefore, that concept was just tossed.
So for Heroes Quest, I was trying to do kind of arcade-style combat. Mm-hmm. And the problem, of course, is mouse is not a joystick. And keyboard is not a joystick, but you could, thrust, swing, dodge, and parry, duck, I think, all those in 1 and 2. And the problem is that it turned out that in order to, we didn't have much play testing on it, and it turned out that the correct strategy for winning the combats in Heroes Quest is to hit the attack button over and over again.
Yeah.
And so all that other stuff was wasted. For 2, I came up with the innovation that originally I tried making it so that there was a delay in your moves, and that just felt bad. It felt non-responsive. So what I made it was that there's a timer after each combat move, and if you wait half a second or longer between moves, that improves your accuracy.
Yes, and I'm
and
not
so
sure
now
if
if you
that
go-
translated well to the players.
It worked a little bit better,
Yeah.
but so if you go swing, 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 you're going to miss a lot. If you go swing, parry, dodge, swing, both those swings are going to hit.
Clon, Sion?
Clon?
Sion.
Sin.
What were some of the things you were close to implementing,
Cyan.
adding to the game, but for technical reasons were not possible? Well, that was by Quest for Glory 2. We kind of had a clue what we could do and what we couldn't get away with. But Quest for Glory 1, we had the different multiple characters. We had your classes were not classes so much as different species. You had the centaur, all of those things that weren't possible to get away with. So we learned our lesson from
We
that.
actually built more in Quest for Glory, well, both Quest for Glory 1 and 2 than could possibly fit.
Yes.
Sierra was expecting the game to fit on 3 or 4, 2 to 4 discs, and we went to 8 to 10.
Yes, we always,
Massively, and that cost, of course, made the games less profitable. But Quest for Glory 2, we wanted to have encounters with townspeople
Yes.
and combat in the alleyways.
Yeah.
And we discovered that the alleyways ate up all the memory that was available on the SEI. So we didn't have any memory left over to do anything else.
The harem girls were awesome. I loved their criticisms and comments. Made them more likable and relatable than simple harem girls could have been. Yeah, I enjoyed writing them. I mean, I enjoyed the whole scene. It wasn't as complex and as interesting as I would have liked. It was very difficult to do that, dodge and hide and watch the patrol of the eunuchs and things like that.
Yeah, that was a very, actually, the thief playthrough in the harem
Yes.
was very ambitious. The idea basically is that we're trying to simulate going through this and trying to hide from the guards. The harem girls are helping you, but there's only a limited amount they can do for you. So they could warn you and stuff like that. But you've got to, use the terrain, dodge behind
Yes.
pillars and stuff like that.
And it really...
And it didn't work.
It
Did not work. The original implementation of that scene was a disaster. It basically...
Was that Bob Mallory who was in charge of one of the most complex scenes in the game?
Yeah, so we had a programmer that, had basically, a junior college degree and about 1 year of experience in charge of that. And he did his best, but he took the design literally. So that's the thing with, again, with ideas. You never take them literally. So we talked about all the things that were supposed to happen there. And what he did is he came out with the path you have to follow through the harem in order to win. But that was an invisible path. There were not sufficient clues in the scene.
So you would get killed off automatically.
So you would basically end up dying a lot.
It's like a whale's tongue or whatever that was.
Tickling the uvula.
Yeah, something like that. So we tried not to do it.
A very specific path on that. So we ended up with another, I think actually a team of 3 other programmers. I think Larry Scott and Jerry Shaw and Brian Hughes all worked together on completely recoding that room in the last weeks of before we were trying to ship it.
Yeah.
I did the same thing myself on the first game, the Kobold Cave. That was a Bob Fishbach room, and it had some really sophisticated things with the Kobold casting spells and having a reversal spell that would bounce back the player's spells at them. And it turned out that there were some timing issues there that caused it to crash.
Yep.
So I had to completely recode that in a week before we made the... they actually started duplicating the discs for Heroes Quest, and we reserved one of the discs that with that. And very, very luckily, it actually worked when I did it, because that would not be the first or the last time in my career where I did something in a hurry at the end and it didn't work.
Interestingly, the removal of the inventory weight as a combat mechanic fixed an exploitable bug that could make the hero nearly invulnerable.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a shame. I mean, nothing like, there's always, that joy when you find those kind of bugs and then you just play and you just kill everything.
Yeah, one of the nice things about we're doing single player games and we don't have prizes for winning the game. There's no ladder of best players and so on. So we didn't actually care if a player wanted to work around the rules we'd come up with and play it in a weird and innovative and maybe stupid way.
Or the quick plays and things like that.
Yeah.
We don't care. You can play a game because it's your game now. You can have fun.
I haven't actually watched it, but there's a video about an exploit in Quest for Glory 3 that allows you to completely break the game and play the game in 20 minutes or something.
Oh, well, there's a lot of those. And let's see, somebody up there, and you haven't passed
Did I go too far back?
Yes, are there any secrets or Easter eggs that still haven't been found yet? If there are, we don't know them. Because not everybody, not all of those Easter eggs went by us, because those were generally the collaboration between the artist and the programmer that was programming a particular area. Unfortunately, as the games got more sophisticated in that, the programmers couldn't talk to the artists, and therefore, not happening. It didn't happen as much as we went on, unless we, we deliberately put them in. So which naughty developer snuck in the X-ray glasses? Honestly,
That was a collaboration between.
that was honestly Jerry Moore creating a room that was just too wonderful not to use as much as we could. And since he put the X-ray glasses,
Yeah. So basically, we said put things in the magic shop that would just be for fun.
yes,
And so he has the USS Enterprise, and he's got a little Cthulhu doll and stuff like that.
Yes.
And he put in a pair of X-ray glasses. And we all remember from the back cover of Boy's Life
and
magazine when we were kids.
comic books. Comic
comic
books
books.
had them too.
Had these, basically novelties you could buy. And one of them was always the X-ray glasses.
Which is what that was stolen from. It was directly from those things. And so the fact that we had them, I think it was actually Ken Nishaway and that had the idea of using it, now that I think about it.
So somewhere around here, I think I have a notebook for Quest for Glory 2, but I'm not seeing it. But
Oh, well.
this is Quest for Glory 3. You can see this is fairly fat. And so one of the first things Lori would come up with is number all the rooms in the game. Would draw a little map and have a room number. I don't know if the map's here.
No, I don't think any of the pictures are in this one, are there?
List of
No, this is
characters
just
and
a
an
stat.
ID number for each
Oh,
one.
there's some storyboard though. Storyboards here.
Okay, yeah. So here's some of the storyboards we made, and you can see they're pretty simple. They're just little pen drawings, sketch level pen drawings, and that tell a story. Like here's room 620, center of Leopard Man Village, and some of the things
Quest for
going there.
Glory
They're more
5
sophisticated.
treats the harem scene as canon despite it being thief only. We figured, this was one of the things that we always hoped that players would play the
As
game
every
again
character.
as every character, and pretty much the results of surveys and things said it worked. People really did try it, so figured that, it's the story. It may have multiple paths through it, but I think of it, like the multiverse. Each time you played, you're in a different multiverse of the same events.
So I'm just looking at this one. This is room 330, King's Chambers, Quest for Glory 3. It says, if player successfully plays through this scene without losing honor, then ego gains a puzzle point. Ego is Sarah's generic term for the player. And situation 2, after the Hall of Judgment, day 3, honor pledge, decision point A, Rakesh and ego enter from the left, and it goes on and on and on and on, and every room had multiple cases and decision points. So that one room, it's only 4 pages of script, but
Not
that's just,
counting lines.
that's just an outline.
It's outlines.
In the original design for Heroes Quest, the scripts included all the dialogue.
Yeah.
But once we got Mark Wilden to create the message editor that we used in the games.
By 2, we had it all off in its own text file.
Yeah, so
and
Lori did all the dialogue in the message editor and all.
Yes.
And that didn't appear in the scripts, and so the scripts should have gotten thinner, but instead they got twice as thick with half the data.
What involvement did you guys have with the official guide? Nothing. We had no involvement until Quest for Glory 4, where we actually wrote the Quest for Glory 4 right through.
Well, what about the Prima one you co-wrote?
Well, yes, the main one we used to have up here. This
the
Quest
purple
for,
one, yeah,
no,
that's
not
the
the
Prima.
purple one. The one that was a compendium of 1, 2, 3, and 4, or
Yeah, that's 1 through 4.
oh, this is 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wrote the Quest for Glory 4 version. So we did Shadows of Darkness. She
but
did
Lori
everything else.
Lori
and
wrote
we
the
didn't
hintline
see it.
script.
We didn't see it until after the book came out. We didn't see what she wrote. So
So that's why we had no idea that there was a Devon Aitendale.
yes, we did not. We did not know. Let's see. Colin Cole did Shannara, the official book. This one we wrote, yes, for Shannara. But
And Lori wrote the 900 scripts for Quest
Yeah.
for Glory 5.
yes, the reversal spell is insane. Glad you guys pulled that one off. I love the concept. Now,
Yeah.
If you loaded up enough water skins and picked a direction in the desert and kept running, you would eventually find another instant of Shapeir or Shapeir early if you did it on the other side of the desert. Is there a reason the engine worked like that?
Yeah, basically, in order to save memory, I had generic code for desert scene. So the entire desert was one SCI room, and that I had just a variable that maintained your coordinates within the desert. And again, to save memory, the desert is the same desert if you're in Shapeir, coming from Shapeir or from Shapeir, but flipped. And I made it large enough that, it was like 1,000 rooms across or something like that, that I didn't figure anyone would ever be able to do that because they'd run out of water. And so it was just it was a programming shortcut. And it's kind of weird because if you do manage to walk all the way from Shapeir to Shapeir, there's an off by one error. So your coordinates are not quite correct. And I don't remember what side effects that had, but there were some. Do we have any original concept art from QFG2? Yeah, I thought I had the QFG2 notebook. Okay.
You might have had yours, but I'm not seeing it. But we do have the Magic Book of Artwork. We do have this Quest for Glory collection stuff that was from the stuff we gave
This is from Brad Herbert and the people that were doing The Art of Sierra, which is the book that never came out. Okay, here's one. Here's a here's Lion-Tar.
Yes, that was the concept art.
Oh, that was Trial by Fire.
Yeah, this is Trial by Fire. This is all Trial by Fire.
This is by comic artist Ernie Chan.
Yeah, we had him in the marketing department for a while, and he did these wonderful sketches.
And then if I actually open this up and pull it out, so here's the full-size original of it.
Yeah, how about that? They were awesome. Well, actually, it's taken off a photocopy because all I had was photocopies of it.
Okay, but you don't think that was the original sketch?
No,
I thought we had a few original sketches.
Maybe a few. But yes, we have these. These are just awesome. They were all right here. You got to show them yourself because I can't reach.
Okay, this is the flying carpet.
And I've used them for publicity shots before, but yeah, I really love these.
And Tyrannosaurus.
Did Ken Williams ever find about the naughty Easter egg? I don't know. What's the naughty Easter egg?
You can't show that one.
Egg.
Oh, they're talking about the X-ray glasses.
Oh, the X-ray glasses?
He probably did. He didn't really care.
It was kind of...
I mean, remember, Ken was the one that, greenlit Lisa Larry.
Yes, it was...
And before that, Soft Porn Adventure.
Yeah, and you couldn't see anything anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, reminds me of I seen your project in college. Yeah. Wow, I killed to take a look at the book's storyboards. Yeah, well...
So these are... Now, these are for the manual and stuff.
Yes.
The sketches for the actual game... we do have in one of those notebooks, I think.
We gave away our main design notebooks because they were going to go to the...
dumpster, otherwise.
No, they were
going
to be...
Art of Sierra.
No, not to Art of Sierra. Just we also sent some with Lainey, whatever her name is.
Noonan.
Who was going to take them to
the Strong Museum.
Yeah, the Museum of Games.
Yeah, Strong Museum of Gaming.
I don't think that's yours. So I don't see
some of our stuff, I'm not sure.
So
we've given away a lot of the art. We tried not to throw any of it away when we moved down here from Oakhurst. That was a bit of a problem because we had so much stuff.
Yes. The Shapeirian desert is shaped like a torus. Yes. Let's see. I think the art referenced by it by the remake as well. Okay.
Yeah, we did some weird perspective shifting things, and it's had to do with the fact the games were 2.5D. And there's a singular point of view. So for the plazas, we actually flip the camera when you go to the other side of the plaza. And that's simply so you can see the other half of the plaza.
Yeah, it was my idea, but it didn't work that well. I didn't like that. Ernie Chan was an awesome artist. I really was sorry when he left Sierra.
And he died a couple years ago.
Yeah, but yes.
Ken Nishaway died about 8 years ago.
No, longer than that.
8 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. So, let's see. Carlos Escobar passed away at age 45 or something like that some years ago. So
long years ago.
Yeah, we've lost quite a few of the people we worked with at Sierra.
Yeah. Let's let's see. I think the game was very helpful in the early development of spatial skills for me. Well, that's
good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, which is, it's a shame that it's not always reliable. So also the desert flips when you go back about 5 scarines. I think we flipped the perspective after that.
Yeah. Quest for Glory 1 and 2 had established a stable intro of a giant creature peeking over the mountaintop to showcase the title. This was abandoned by 3, but I am kind of curious, what creatures did you have in mind for Moldavia and Somalia, the original 3 and 4? Usually those were created by the artist. I mean, once Jerry Moore did the initial, actually Nishue did the original
The Genie over the Mountain?
Genie, which probably was, the collaboration.
Or no, it was
Yes,
the first
it was
one. The first one was the dragon.
The dragon over the mountain. The second one was the genie.
Yeah.
The third one, there was nothing that really worked as iconically. 4, once you've broken it, there was no point in keeping it up. Yeah.
Yeah, not having actual, feet or miles or meters for traveling, we had to have a way to give directions in the desert.
Yep.
So we came up with the scarine, 2 scarines north and 3 scarines west or whatever. Then
I actually thought the directional shifts were a neat feature. They sort of justified the existence of the compass. It works better in the desert than in those endless corridors that were so boring because we couldn't do in those things what we wanted to do.
I enjoy, navigating the alleys. So.
Oh well. One might argue that 7 points for buying the compass justifies the existence. Yes. Okay. Guard, what is scarine?
Guard replies, a scarine is distance from here to over there. He indicatively nods over there.
The alleys were great for getting lost, Jess.
So the idea was, the real idea, the idea of the alleyways was to simulate a huge city.
Right.
So games, and particularly ours, Spielberg is a really small town. And we wanted to give the feeling that this is not a small town, this is a massive city in the desert, and that it really takes some navigation to go around it. But once you purchase the map and compass, it becomes much easier because the map is a magic map that allows you to jump to any place that you visited previously. Yeah. The alleys weren't supposed to be that... and then, of course, we got to have fun with Chico Marx giving you extremely confusing directions for how to get to the money changer. And you can't buy any of his stuff until you visit the money changer. So that was a comedy.
Yes.
But maybe not so funny for people that had to fight through the... trying to interpret the directions.
Having done the Three Stooges effectively, because Jerry Moore drew the Three Stooges into Brigand Lair, and therefore we created the whole Brigand Lair around the concept, really, of making it a kind of slapstick thing. It was kind of easy to say, okay, what are we putting into Quest for Glory 2? Whose cameo are we putting in? Casablanca, of course, was the one we stole liberally from, but also we threw in the Marx Brothers. And because I loved writing that dialogue, yes.
Now, we did not intentionally intend the alleys as a form of copy protection, but they kind of show up that way because there was an absolutely gorgeous paper map of the city that showed all the streets and all the plazas and alleyways.
That you got with the book. Well, I mean, with the game.
Yeah. So that if you actually bought the game, you had that map. And you could use that to get around.
I'll give you 1 trillion points for gin joints, yes. That was a great line. I don't know if it was ours or whether it was Fishbox or who had
I think that was yours.
Could be.
I think you came up with that.
Could be. It's one point I particularly liked about Quest for Glory 2. Shapeir is unique in the series that it feels big. None of the other locales matched it in that respect. Well, 5 is pretty damn big. It's bigger than...
but it still feels like there's only a few streets in the city.
Well, okay.
The entire island is quite huge.
Yeah.
And you've got all the towns along the island. But Quest for Glory 3 has the savannah and the jungle.
Yeah, but it's the city itself. The city was very small.
Yeah, the city, you can only get to part of the city, so that made it feel smaller.
Tarna also felt big to me, though done with few. Yes, some zoomed out. Yes, we really did the zooming out for
Yeah,
Tarna.
so when you saw your little tiny character on the screen, you got an idea that, yeah, this is a gigantic pyramid.
As big as Quest for Glory 3 is, it feels smaller when you get to know that there are only a few places to go.
Yeah.
It feels a lot smaller, too, because we had changed over to Parser, and it was easy to move around. And it was
point and click, you mean?
Yeah, point and click. We moved away from Parser, and so, yeah, it was... it took half the time to play that game as it did any of our previous games, and that was a big dig. People
Should
didn't
we go look at a little Quest for Glory 2
Yes,
or play a game with Pierre?
We should play a game because it's that
what do you
time.
want to do?
Well, let's play a game.
Match it.
Let's do. No, show that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't show that picture. Start game. You can show that picture though.
Okay. So we're going to play a game with you, the viewers. And this is called Magic Match It. It's right over there. Hey, it works. If we don't cover part of the screen.
I'm glad you liked the citizen behavior. I thought it would be a little dull, but it did keep the thing alive.
It did. It makes it, and that was actually a complaint we had about Hero U, was that we didn't have enough of the non-rogue students.
Yeah.
We didn't have any of the non-rogue students wandering.
But I
borders.
hated first of all, we had art issues and things like that, and resource issues. But also, I hate this concept. There's somebody there in front of you. You try to talk to them, and they can't talk to you, and you can't interact.
But they can say muffin.
Yeah, they can if they. Yeah, that's how we got
Which
away.
literally means I don't understand you in Arabic. So let's see. We do a queue, I think. I'm going to open a queue, and we are going to play Magic Match It.
Which is the match game or concentration?
Yeah, it's concentration.
Yeah.
So you're going to enter this queue by typing !play as Schumann 3D Blast did and Roadworks Gaming just did. And when we have enough people in the queue, we will start this game. And what you're going to do is, like in Battleship, you're going to name coordinates like C3. And then we'll reveal the card there. And you're trying to match two pictures that are under the cards. You're trying to avoid the ominous and Mr. Turk.
Phoenix says, "What a."
Yep. Scroll.
It scrolled, yeah.
What if there was a Hero U game where you get into school, you pick a class, and while you're in school, you can multi-class and do quests, and when you graduate, you explore outside the school and do quests around the city. We could do that as a text adventure, but even then it would be huge. And in fact, that was the original design for the School for Heroes. And we originally did it as we tried it a few times. We tried Twine, we tried a custom web-based engine, and we tried Inform 6 and 7, and it didn't look fun.
We didn't. Yeah, we never managed to pull off a text adventure.
But yeah, the original beginning of Hero U, back when it was going to be the School for Heroes, was that you are called into Mr. Turk's office, and he says, tell me about yourself, and then you get him to leave the office in some pretext, and there are the file folders of all the students there, and you flip through and look at the file folders, and you pick the one that is you.
And that's how you became.
And so that's how you would become a rogue or a paladin or whatever.
Yes, by choosing your character.
And that would have been a huge, but it would basically a text game with minimal graphics.
Yes.
And I prototyped it 3 times. And
in different.
3 different languages, 3 different systems, and we just didn't like the way it came out.
No.
So then we set it aside until Andrew Golding said, "Hey, I want to do a game with you guys." And we said, "Well, let's do the Hero University."
Uh-huh.
But we're going to restrict it to 1 character, so we can do it as a graphics game. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick some names here. The first 3 are Schumann 3D Blast, Roadworks Gaming, and Bell XR. And those people are going to type in a pair of coordinates, and I will click on them for you, and we will find out if you can get a match.
I would have loved Turk to be an antagonist in some adventure-style Animal House antics. That would have been
Yes.
a lot more fun if we could have pulled that off.
C3 and a B4. C3.
There's Moira.
And B4.
There's
Joel,
Joel.
those do not match. Let us move
Disbarred house. Yes. A1, A2.
I am glad that people are being very quick in the draw here. And there we have
Gregor.
and Mortuai. All right, we're up to Belixar. And after Belixar will be Murdoctopus, the Big Dumb Bear, OSU Brainiac, and Molly Metroid. And we need some more people to join.
Yes, okay.
Belixar says D6, A6. D6. That is Gerhard, Master von Orvald. And A6, that is Ifataya.
And they do not match.
So we have no matches so far. But we've got lots of clues.
Okay, so now we're
We're on
doing...
to pick 4 more. Click 4 times.
So,
Okay.
Murdoctopus is next with the Big Dumb Bear after that. And then Brainiac, and then Molly Metroid.
D6 is covered by a webcam image. Sorry about that.
Well, okay, we'll get rid of the webcam image, no problem.
Not
Maybe
easily.
Not easily, but yeah. We did.
I could do video capture device hide.
There you go. Well, we figured it
Okay,
out.
so what are the coordinates that we had? We had D6 and A6. D6 and A6. To recap, those are D6 and A6.
Okay.
All right. Is Murdoctopus up? I think so. B2 and A5. B2. That is Esme. And A5 is Master von Orvald.
Ah, okay.
So somebody probably remembers where there was another Gerhard.
Yes, so next
can match
after
them.
Murdoch is
Murdoctopus is the Big Dumb Bear. The Big Dumb Bear. Give us 2 coordinates. And if you get the 2 Gerhards, we'll reveal what's under them.
And that's how you play this game.
Or any other match.
Eventually, we will
Reveal the entire
a
picture.
thing, and you'll try to guess what the picture is.
Now, Lori has used C3 and A5.
C3.
That is Moira.
Moira.
And A5 is Gerhard. They do not match.
So we're now on
Up
to Brainiac.
Brainiac. I'll bet he knows where they are.
Oh,
and
then
then
he knows
Molly.
at least something.
So what you're going to reveal is a scrambled, modified picture from one of our games. And then you're trying to guess what the picture actually is once we reveal the original.
A5 and D6.
A5, D6, double Gerhards.
And there we reveal
the first squares of the background.
Squares, and there it is. You can guess what it is. Okay, he
And
doesn't. He says B3 and C4.
B3, it's a Quirk. And C4, Mr. Turk.
All right. Therefore, Turk's smiling face will stay up there until somebody finds another Turk. Come on, Whammy. Come on, Whammy. Molly needs not to have shoes.
Okay, D4, C1.
Uh-huh.
D4 is Esme.
Esme.
And C1 is
It's
the other Turk.
You did it!
Now, the bad news is your turn is over. The good news is that you've revealed 2 more squares of
And
this picture.
Turk no longer smiles.
Turk has been fired and no longer works for Hero U.
There we go. Both Molly and Brainiac.
All right,
managed
but
to do
now
this.
I'm going to close and reopen the queue because we ran out of players. We need more players.
We need to.
Everybody who's played already is welcome to join back in.
And all of you who are lurking, you see how to play this
Is
silly
there any tea
thing.
left?
There is some tea there, yes. I waited so long to get a Turk, and you successfully did it. Yeah. Let us see. No, my favorite
Umbrella
professor
Scab,
is
if you want to
so
play.
misunderstood.
Umbrella Scab, if you want to play, you need to type exclamation point play.
Yeah.
When it is your turn, after you guess 2 correct squares, then you can guess what the image is.
What was Turk's Heroes class? I think Turk's Hero class was...
Certified Public Accountant.
Yes, definitely. The pirate ship.
Okay.
All right, well, let's
pick
see.
the first 3 of these.
Yes, the first 3 of these. Yes, indeed.
Next. Are Murdoctopus, Felixar, and OSU Brainiac. So I think that Umbrella Scab does not quite understand that what you need to do is you need to type in exclamation point play in order to join the queue.
Hi, Kanita's here. Welcome, Kanita.
Hi, Kanita.
All right, Murdoctopus, what are you
Oh,
gonna?
she can't see me wave because
She
I took a
can't see
picture
because
away.
yes, but we did wave.
Oh, don't be
waving
sorry.
at you.
Don't be sorry. Just type exclamation point play.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen the accountant route in Shapeir. Well, yeah. Side of a joke. B2 rather.
B2,
and
D4.
D4
B2
is Esme.
and D4
Is
Esme. You
Yes,
have a match.
correction.
And that means you get to guess again.
Yes.
Play again. Or you can guess the image.
Yes, you can do either because it's your turns now. But, or you could reveal 2 more places on this screen. It isn't just a concentration game.
In space, no one can see your screen.
Is saving you a few $100 on your taxes an act of heroism? Well, for some people.
Okay, so the existence of the CPA character class is because Lori and I, actually Lori and Michelle originally, put together a hero test. We'll get to that in a second, Murdoctopus, because I'm telling the story. Put together a hero test for the original School for Heroes website. It was originally called How to Be a Hero. And then Lori and I redid it for the new School for Heroes website. And we said, well, what happens if a player intentionally chooses all of the least heroic, most boring answers for every question? We said, well, we obviously can't make them a hero, so but they're boring, so we'll make them a CPA.
Yes.
And so the CPA class was born. B3 and D1. B3 and D1.
Quirk.
And Ifataya, those do not match.
Okay.
And we will move on to Belixar.
What are bucks? Let's see.
What are bucks? I know of coppers, silvers, and golds.
That was, Brainiac didn't get off an edge. Okay. I don't know, but the fighter in Quest for Glory 4 definitely does. Acts of heroism.
Ah, there we go.
Belixar.
Especially there was the outtake that people found that there was a scene from Quest for Glory 3, I think, in which the hero cuts his arm off with his own axe.
I see. Belzar.
D1A6. Yeah. D1A6. Double Ifataya.
And we reveal 2 more squares of this.
Is the dark one coming out of the mountain in Quest for Glory 4?
Well, let's see. Keep going. It's his turn to guess anyway.
She reminds me of the Monty Python skit about the accountant who thinks he'd rather be a lion tamer.
Ah, yes. Yes. Yes.
So Belixar goes again with D2, D5. We have Moira and Katie.
So, no match. So
no match.
We're now on to Brainiac.
What's your Brainiac? This is your turn. Brother Scab is in the queue now.
Does he have his own hat? C3 and D1, 2. Yeah.
C3.
Moira.
D2.
And Moira. We are revealing 2 more.
It's a double Moira.
There we go. All right.
And you can guess the image, or you may continue, OSU Brainiac.
I need more of the center to be sure. Yeah, well, that's always the problem.
So our one of our first experiences in filking was with Terry Lee's Off Centaur Productions. D3.
I love this scene, even though I'm never supposed to
D3
see
is
it.
Ricky. And you want a match for D3.
Yeah, you guys may know the thing, but you got to have your turn come up. Shoot. Yes.
Well, I guess you'll have to take a guess. B6.
All right, let's see what B6 is.
Oh, that is Aeolus. That
Yes.
is not Ricky Tiki Tavi.
Really, Brainiac, I managed to Google it. I see. Okay.
It's Dr. Crania mixing together chlorine and ammonia. That could be. I need to pick 3 more names.
Molly. Molly, it's your turn.
Let's need another drink.
Oh, well. You could go get a root beer. You want me to get you a root beer?
Sure.
I'm going to get you a root beer. All right,
then I have
she's
to
given
talk.
B5 and D3, so you can reveal.
B5. Well, since we got that corner revealed, I guess we can bring our pictures back up. Whoop. And we're covering that little square. I hope you all remember it. B5. B5. That is Aeolus. Do you want D3? I don't know. Well, what do you want instead of D3 then? You may pick a B1. Okay. Is there an Aeolus in B1? No, that is the quirk. Thank you. Lori has brought me in. And W root beer.
I don't know.
That's fine. That's fine. Not all of us keep track of everything going on there because that's too much work, you know?
Uh-huh.
Schumann, your turn.
And I'm not trying to be the winner, yes.
But we'd be very happy for you to be the winner.
Okay, they're all matchable now, Brainiac says.
Every square has been either revealed or not, or not seen.
It's down to that. If it gets to me, it's over. Get to work, folks.
And OSU Brainiac is 8th on the list, so.
I won lots, yes. How do we know when it's your turn? We'll tell you.
We'll tell you.
Your turn.
Your turn, Umbrella Scab. You are 3 more people from here. You're position 4.
Yeah.
So Schumann 3D Blast wants a B5 and a B1. And those do not match. It's Aeolus and a quirk.
Roadworks Gaming.
Roadworks Gaming is up.
I won once, so I'm okay to let somebody else. Chosen entirely at random, okay? And you get random stuff. All right, Roadworks, do you remember any of these?
B1, B3.
B1? The quirk?
And the quirk. You did it.
Congratulations.
You remembered something.
Yes. Now you can either guess the picture or you can try and guess another pair. Or remember them, one of the two.
Yeah. Roadworks
3.
continues.
You have 3 choices. You could get it right, you could get it wrong, or you could guess the picture. And you could get that right or wrong. So there's, it's not binary. Okay, so after Roadworks, it's Kaneda. Now you can't...
Only when your turn. You have to type exclamation point play, Phoenix.
Ah, you know what it is? Some people do already, too. Roadworks says B5, B6.
It is more heroic to reveal all the
Aeolus.
squares before guessing.
And Aeolus! You got that! And now we reveal 2 more pieces of the puzzle. Kaneda says B4 and C5.
But it is still
Well, we
Roadworks'
can
turn.
keep going.
All right, we can go to Kaneda. B4 and C5. Oh, those do not match.
But they're Joel and Ricky. I like to reveal it. Yeah, I like to reveal it too. It's kind of more fun. So it's still... it's
still Murdoctopus's turn, I think.
Yeah, I think. Is it a Murdoctopus?
No, it's Roadworks. Roadworks Gaming
it's
is
still
still up.
Roadworks.
Roadworks. You don't know anymore? Do you want to guess some more? Do you want me to pick? Okay, you can pick some more names.
All right. After Kaneda, well, we're now at Umbrella.
Umbrella Scab is up.
Can
and
you?
Umbrella Scab thinks he knows the image, but
But he
before
has
you
to-
can name it.
C2, C4, he says. Oh, that's Roadworks. C2, C4.
Well,
He's
C4
still
is already done, and Roadworks had lost, I think.
No, had he? I don't think he was. No. Oh, did he?
I thought he got the...
Did he get the last one wrong?
Yeah, he had one
let's
wrong.
see. I love you guys. The Quest for Glory series is one of my favorite games. Thank you, Frostbeard, the dwarf.
So
Yes.
C5 and D3 from Umbrella Scab.
There
and
we
you've
go.
got the Ricky.
You got a match.
So you
Now
get some
we
more
reveal
clues, and
2
you may
more.
now guess what the picture is, or you can keep revealing squares. Westbird loves us! Yay! We feel loved.
And this is planting sunflowers in the window box.
A Vuzel planting sunflowers in the window box.
All right.
The scene is... Where'd it go? Of course, the scene is Iblis destroying Rassir. So Rassir is a Shapeir.
It's
Which one is it?
well, probably,
That's probably close enough.
yeah.
Revealing it, we have this. This is the modified version, and it will in a second change
Become this marvelously
to. This was the
beautiful-
original pixelated version.
Yes, there we go. Iblis doesn't destroy Shapeir. Okay, fine.
So, continuing, I'm glad you remember. So in the ongoing dev saga of Quest for Glory 2, we were prototyping the new artwork for the new processes for doing 256 color VGA, but because Sierra desperately needed a game to ship that fall, so they could get some income on the books, they decided that we would be the last game to use 16 color, not what's it called, EGA, 16 color EGA graphics, even though we used all the new processes. So this game was done in 16 color. However, Ken Nishaway was our lead artist on this, and he was really good with the dither patterns. So he dithered the small number of colors we had to make it look like there were 2 or 3 times as many colors. I have a caption for this, but it doesn't show up.
It doesn't. Probably have to change the resolution.
So, that's it, and our winner is Umbrella Scab. So Umbrella Scab. Umbrella, please.
So,
Send
because we had
email
to use this new process, it took us twice as long to do art. We had a bunch of amateurs, artists that they brought in, a bunch of secretaries and things became the fill-ins, the doing the in-betweens and the fill-in work. So, all in all, it was not the most professional of what happens at Sierra over this was the time when they had, the least experienced artists of the art experience at Sierra. And after this, they hired a lot more really good artists, and so therefore there were no minor secretaries doing artwork after that.
Yeah, one of the art directors, one of the lead artists was the ski instructor for the creative director.
Well, we weren't sure ski instructor might have been a euphemism.
Well, yes, he had other roles that he served as.
Yes. Yes. And yeah.
There was a history of drug use among Sierra top management.
Yeah, well. So, at any rate, that was that game. We're glad you played. I hope you enjoyed that. And yes, we have a new one. We have a new winner. That was great.
Yeah, first time winner.
That's great.
So we'll be happy to send you a prize, and I guess we'll go back to the webcam.
I guess so, because we're here.
Unless we're going to play a little quest we're going to. It's 3:30.
Well, we can go to the quote of the day.
Oh, you want to go straight to another game?
Yeah, we could.
All right.
New winners are always... There's actually a speedrun category dedicated to seeing the Bliss rise up and destroy everything. I like that. 3 minutes long to destroy the world. I'm sure Iblis would eventually go and destroy Shapeir too, just because he's that kind of guy. And yes, Iblis and those we're taken from...
Who's going to miss our next stream? Sorry to miss you, but we'll have the video on demand afterwards. And I am trying to remember to put all these up on YouTube. They're on Twitch for 2 weeks after we stream. And then after that, they're on YouTube, assuming I don't forget.
Yes, that's always a factor.
Party at Sierra, managers hitting the white slope, so to speak.
Yeah,
yeah, we actually heard, before we got there, we heard about a board of directors meeting where they had basically closed off Management Row, and I was told by one of the senior employees that it was just basically the whole hallway outside of there was filled with marijuana smoke,
yeah.
Which, by my standards, marijuana isn't really a drug.
Yes, in real life, our word for devil is derived distantly from Iblis. Yes, a lot of the words carry over. It certainly came through several iterations from Iblis, but yeah. Okay, I sent an email to that address. Thank you.
All right, I will try to get you your prize, and you will send me reminder emails if I don't get to it within a few days.
Whoa, the offices must have really stank then, yeah.
I don't know, I just aired it out, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you basically had a bunch of hippies running the company when it first started up. Or,
yeah.
Ken Williams, I think, went to work straight out of high school.
Yeah, they weren't that old.
So he was probably like 20 when he started Sierra.
Well, no, he was
22.
older than that. When he started Sierra, maybe, but we were in its 8th year when we actually...
Yeah, we were over 30 when we joined, and Ken's about our age.
Yeah.
And Sierra had been around for about 6 or 8 years by then.
Yeah. The olden days would have been awesome to work in. Could you drink at Sierra? No. None of the employees couldn't. No, none of that was allowed.
Not so you got caught at it.
Yeah, well.
I'm sure people did.
Well, maybe at lunch, but I don't think so.
Beer and stuff, certainly.
Yeah.
Probably not a lot of liquor.
Zero onlines. Yeah. Yeah, that goes back to the...
Anyway, as you say, this is all hearsay. This is not evidence you can use in court. So.
Right. Because we weren't there. We never saw any of it.
Ken Williams in his book mentioned that I never really hung out with him. And it's like, it never occurred to me I could hang out with my boss.
Yeah.
But, the informal way when the company was started, that was like, everybody were kind of
just a
buddies
few
and
people,
stuff.
yeah. So, yeah.
So Lori wants to go straight to another game. And that means I need to go back to my queue. And I need to change the name of it to...
Phrase Flummoxer.
If I can get it to work.
If you could, yes. There you go.
Phrase Flummoxer. The name of Phrase Flummoxer was created by... I will open this queue. And we'll bring up the desktop again. So this one is you're going to guess a phrase. And this is similar to Wheel of Fortune or Hangman. You're going to guess letters. And where did I go? Well, Valiant Cheeseness implemented this for us based on an idea Lori had come up with for the game. And we thank him very much because it sure makes our time a lot easier. I'm going to switch off that screen for just a second to make sure that it doesn't do anything terrible.
Oh, yes.
It did not. Okay, so here's the phrase you're trying to guess from one of our games or from something related.
Yep.
And you're just going to give us letters until we get it. So since we have relatively few people joining the queue, I'm going to have people guess 3 letters at a time to start with. But everybody should play. Everybody should type ! Play.
Mm-hmm.
And the first 3 are going to be Murdochtopus, OSU Brainiac, and Schumann 3D Blast.
With his phrase Flummoxer. Okay, so we'll start with Murdoch.
Just remember, Schumann, that in a fantasy game, misspelling can be quite dangerous.
Murdochtopus says A, B, and C. Well, that's a start.
A, B. Oh, no B's. Well,
no B's.
No B's and no C's.
No C's.
There are no B's and no C's in this.
This will be trickier.
There is an A.
You got the A, and look how far it is before
Now,
the first A.
In Wheel of Fortune, if you buy an A, first of all, you don't have to buy vowels here, but second, whenever you guess a letter, you get the first occurrence of it. Yes. So that is the first A in the phrase is in the middle of the second line.
It's A for effort. Okay, so...
You died? That's a pun?
Ah.
A prescription?
All right, we're at Brainiac.
Oh, an A for effort, yes.
Yes.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yes, you died. You know what? D-E-F. All right.
Okay.
Let's try.
I sense a pattern. Is there a D?
D. There is
yes.
a D.
Is there an E? Yes.
There is an E.
And there's no F. Brainiac turn is over.
Okay.
I picked a trickier phrase than usual, clearly.
Next on our list is Schumann, followed by Roadworks Gaming, then by Belisar and Phoenix. Ah, drat. The D. Now, D's in there.
Drop those D's.
All right. Schumann's going with Q, X, J. The CCC combo breaker.
Q, no Q's. X, no X's. And no J's. He just wanted to eliminate those 2 guys.
Yes, he did. Now, that made it all easier on the rest of you people.
So we have a distinct shortage of vowels, of consonants in here so far.
Yeah. Okay, so, Roadworks. And there goes the pattern for Schumann's tradition. Yes.
Yeah, he could have done GHI.
That's
a key reference.
Okay.
Combo breaker.
All right, Roadworks goes N-E-M.
N? Oh, there's an N.
Yes.
E. There's another E. M. Now, what's going to happen eventually, some of these letters will turn yellow, and that means that they appear in the message, but there are no more of them.
Roadworks can keep going.
You get another turn, Roadworks.
Belzar can start guessing.
Yes. We can get chaos here.
Yes, we need chaos. We don't like standing in the
Oh,
lines.
I'm all full of root beer bubbles now.
Oh, no. Oh.
And I didn't even put any ice cream in it.
I know, and that's sad, because what's root beer without ice cream?
It's root
in
beer.
the summer. Yeah, it's just
root beer in the summer without ice cream is root beer.
Yeah, it is. Oh, well.
OEM.
O-E-M. O
O
is there.
E-M.
M
All
is
of
there.
those.
You
All
got
of those
it.
exist.
Yes.
You may
can
keep
guess
going.
Guess it again. Original equipment manufacturer. I guess
That's
so.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked for one of those.
In the summertime where the weather is high, you can reach up and touch the sky. In the summertime when the weather is hot, no, not that. And again, OEM.
Okay, we're going to repeat the OEM.
You can have root beer without
And-
ice cream? Well, not.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, it's just not done. All right, those are there.
It
Those
does,
are still there.
It doesn't float my boat without the ice cream.
Yeah, really. All right, so Belzar, you
Belzar, you can guess
can
two.
guess two.
And
He does. T-L-R.
L-R-T-L-R.
They're all there.
They're all there. So, Roadworks and Belzar can both keep going. In the summer, in the desert, excavating for a mine. S-Y-I. S-Y-I.
All right, there they are. All right.
We'll get a cease and desist from NBC for using their tune.
No, I think that since it's a lot like
E-O-U.
excavating for a mine, it's kind of like
E-O-U.
okay.
All those exist.
You could still keep going and
We have 5 E's already, and there could be more.
Yeah, looks like there probably are.
Because there are 5 just in the first line.
All right, HGP. Trickier.
H-G-P. Oh, no P's. Okay.
No P. You are
Belzar is eliminated for this round.
Okay, so
Roadworks is still going.
And Phoenix can start adding.
Yeah,
his
Phoenix 13,000. You can start joining the chaos.
Yes.
Murdoctopus, it is not your turn, is it?
No.
So, we'll ignore those. I-N-T. I-N-T. All there.
They are there.
And O-F-T. Oh, no F's. No F's.
No more. Oh, yeah.
There were no F's.
Okay. Well, we got your other puns, but I'm just hoping that it isn't a misspelling. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yes, everybody can type exclamation point play again. The queue remains open.
Jacobine.
Well, Roadworks is still up, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't
Oh, yeah. Yes, but Jacobine is now up too.
or did Roadworks die?
Did Roadworks die? Roadworks didn't die, did they? But
Oh, Phoenix did.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Roadworks is still up. And along with Roadworks, we have Jacobine, Kaneda, and Schumann.
All right, and Jacobine goes HLT.
HLT.
I think I'm alive. Yes, I think you're alive still. So
You are, so you can keep making guesses. HLT, I think they're all there.
okay, and now we can have.
Kaneda can come in too.
Got the phrase already? Yep. Okay, fine. Yes, Kaneda, you could join it. I got. Okay.
A-L-O. A-L. Oh, there are no more L's. You are eliminated, Roadworks. For now.
Was a nice try. Let's see. All
Yeah.
right. Kaneda
Okay,
says
Kaneda wants
SSS.
SSS.
That works. That's usually good.
All of those are there.
There.
And if you know the message, Kaneda, you can type it.
But Schumann is our next one. Come on, players. Can you get it before it's back to Brainiac? All right. Schumann wants a K. Did we have a K?
K has not been eliminated yet, but it is
Okay.
now.
Oh, well.
Is there a V? Nope. Is there a Z? Nope. None of those are in it.
Uh-huh. Well, you eliminated a lot of letters that aren't there. Good shot. All right. Kaneda's still going.
And I thought Kaneda says she has it. If so, you can type that in, but we'll take her a while because it's a lot of letters to type.
Does she have it?
No, she said she had it.
Oh, okay. It's easier to get letters that are in the puzzle. No, you don't have it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
well, you can
keep
guess
going.
some more. You can guess again, Kaneda.
Yes, and then we've got
Or letters.
Murdoctopus is going now.
Is Jacobine still alive?
No, I think we're down to...
Okay, Kaneda, and then Schumann's out, so Kaneda and Murdoctopus, and then OSU. TAM.
T.
Oh, I took the wrong place.
Yes.
T. Yes. A.
Yes.
Yes. M. Yes.
Yes.
You're still in it, Kaneda.
And Murdoctopus
Yeah, you can go.
says
R-I-I.
R is
I-
there.
I.
There it is. You
Yep.
can keep going. And Kaneda can keep going. So you're both in the play.
HTI. HTI.
Uh-huh.
And Kaneda, you can keep guessing. D-I-D. Let's see. Let's get Kaneda's first. N. Y. M. Am I in the right place?
Yeah, I put it
Did
there.
they show it here?
Yeah.
Okay. D-I-D. Those are both all... Oh, no. M. M is... You've been eliminated, Kaneda, because that was past the last M.
Ah.
There were only 4 M's, and you did the 5th one.
Okay, so... All right.
But Murdoctopus
Murdoctopus
is
says
still...
he has it.
Okay, well, go type it.
Because
Murdoctopus,
otherwise, Brainiac's got
because
it.
Brainiac's up next.
It's the Meow Mix song. Meow, 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 meow. I don't think it scans, no. I see. Could have used an extra space there. I see, okay. All right.
In the summer in the desert, it is hot till day is done. Only mad dogs and hero men go out in the noonday sun. Which almost doesn't quite scan, but, you know, it's a translation from the Persian.
Yes. Indeed.
Did you have the beard for that line? And Mai asked, well, which one are you? Which one are you?
Oh, yes. Which one are
you
you?
the
Are
mad
you
dog or the hero man?
Yeah. Congratulations, Murdoctopus.
Yay!
You have
And
officially...
Murdoctopus, you must...
No, I gave it to keep on several times. Reminds me of Robert Service's poem.
It does, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I loved Robert Service's poems. So
We have a book of his.
Yes, I love the scansion and things like that. Yes, the strange things done in the midnight sun and
By the men who moil for gold.
Yes.
But the strangest one...
I can't get those
There was
lines still.
something.
Yes, yes. I'm a madman, a really bad man. Run the heat man. Ciao. See ya.
All right, Murdoctopus.
The cremation
Bird,
send. Yes, yes.
please send email to support at hero-u.com. Net.
.com?
No,
Oh,
that's
great.
wrong,
It's
that's wrong.
That's a bad
Can you edit?
line.
That's wrong.
Do not compute.
Mm,
Can you actually edit it? Oh, you can copy
Net.
and paste there.
Net.
Yes, net. Ignore the first one.
Ignore the com. There's no com. Bad
Bad
link,
link.
system failure.
Indeed. We're good at that.
We do actually own HeroU.com, but the support line we set up before we owned HeroU.com, and we kept it where it was.
Yes. Twitch
Okay.
crashes. Yes, Twitch crashes. Yes, indeed. We're crashing everything. Let's see. You want to show our...
I'll take a nap.
You know,
What?
you may not take a nap yet. You've only got 10 minutes to fill
Well,
this out.
I actually run this till 4:30 usually.
Well, okay. Well, then start Quest for Glory 2, and we can
All right.
play in it and yak during that. Or you can show off our Patreon page
Oh
and
yeah, I
anything
should send
else you
people.
want
Well,
to
the
think.
Patreon,
404 error, 503 error, 602 error. Yeah, well, not quite the same. Bad business, lol. Yes. Charing says. Yes. Quest for Glory 2. But first
so everybody visit our Patreon.
read that article on Quest for Glory 2. You know.
Okay, and join if you feel generous.
Yeah.
If you don't feel generous, that's fine. Enjoy. This is mostly a thing where I get to express myself, and
Yeah,
every
keep
once in a
those
while,
errors in 3 digits. Yeah.
every once in a while, 404.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 900 line.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, I get Lori to contribute, but that takes some twisting arms. She contributes the artwork for
Yeah.
it.
That's my job. I'll let him do
She
the
does.
writing.
See, of course, this illustration at the top of the page,
You're not showing
which
off
I'm not
the-
showing. This illustration at the top of the page is by JP Selwood for Hero U.
You could show off if you can get to Slack. You could show off the puzzle-worthy stuff.
I think Slack will show up. Let's
It
try
should.
it.
I mean, it's in just Slack. You go to Slack like that.
Yeah, how do you do it?
I do. It's part of Chrome. I just go to it. For
That doesn't
Chrome.
work as well from Chrome.
Okay.
Oh, we're showing off the new stuff?
Yeah, I would go back a few. Yes, go back and to the initial 3D stuff that we were working on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, show off this stuff. We're talking puzzle-worthy
Okay,
now.
so this is how we go about designing the art look for a game. So we had the concept of doing a game kind of like Castle Dr. Brain. That would be a puzzle game.
Yes, that's
And I came up with the name Puzzleworthy. And Lori decided it was Professor Puzzleworthy's problem. And I said the problem with that is that it's too awkward. So I said, why don't we just call it Puzzleworthy? So these are some alien creatures that Alufrazu came up with for it. Here's some drawings. So we discussed various looks for it. And Art Nouveau look was the original one that JP was doing. Then Lori came up with the idea that he should use Art Deco. So the idea is we have like this gate here. And that we could build a puzzle around sliding the bars of the gate or something like that.
This is kind of backwards. Normally we dictate what thing.
Yeah, normally we would come up with the puzzles and then they would illustrate
but
it.
we're having JP is coming up with some great ideas, so we let him run with some of these things.
Our problem right now is that we're so slow writing stuff and testing stuff and getting it to market that we've been working for the last year and a half finalizing the basically done Summer Days Tilly's Tale. And in the meantime, JP has done all the art for Summer Days of Feo's Adventure, and Lori hasn't written any much of it yet. She's done only a little bit of the design. And then JP went on and did all the art for Summer Days Sammy's story.
Most of it. We've got quite a bit to
All right,
go
most
over.
of it.
But when we started talking Puzzleworthy again, we got his imagination. So here's his pencil sketch of a castle with this Art Deco style, and then he turned it into 3D.
So that's why indie game companies are never profitable, is because we're always working 3 games ahead, and we have to pay all the developers for games 3 games ahead.
We also said go with Gaudi and go with the cathedral in Barcelona by Gaudi, which
we don't remember the name of.
no, it's whatever it is. At any rate, Gaudi was a fantastic artist, architect, and so now here's as he develops things like
I'll do the one previous to that, actually, the one that's
the pencil sketch for this.
Yeah,
there's the pencil sketch.
There's a pencil sketch showing the garden in the foreground and the castle in the background. Word of advice to aspiring indies: game development is not chess.
It is not. Well, but you
got
do
a
have to work
super
ahead
pen.
of things. So this is his 3D version of the. Can't do it when it's not all there. 3D version of this fountain that we were talking about, having a pipe
And so,
organ
yeah,
fountain.
so the idea here is we're going to have some sort of a musical puzzle. Might involve a keyboard, might involve
but it
having to
involves
repair
the
the
water.
pipes.
Yes, the water coming
Yeah,
out
the
of
water
these
flowing
pipes.
through it will make music.
Yep. So that's
And
how we're
possibly
thinking
patterns.
about it. So there, I was saying we could go with the Rocketeer style.
That's going to say the trademark violation, so that we won't be able to put this on YouTube.
Yeah, well, okay, don't look at that. Here's another his 3D version of this.
Yeah, so he's modeled out all this castle, and then we're.
And here's
Oh, yeah, we can play the video.
what the video. Oh, I guess that
That was the previous one, yeah.
okay. Here's the video. I have to get it up. If it's not, there.
You can hit the arrow things to make it next.
There we
There
go.
we go.
How about that?
This is just a flyby video of going up to the fountain and showing the close-up of things in the garden.
Pipe organ fountain. I find that highly intriguing. Yes, and the minute you started driving it, I thought, make those pipe organs and let's have water coming out of it, and things like tones, different tones of things.
So we basically end up with a whole bunch of what I call half-baked ideas. and eventually we'll put them together into a game, or not, or it'll just sit there as yet another unfinished concept. JP got a lot of trees and bushes and stuff from.
Here's a test of
yeah.
what the 2D, whether we could get away with 2D textures in this
That's
sort
what
of
I
thing.
think is no.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff he said had enormous polygon counts. Or just, oh yeah, here's a logo we came up with for the game that I think we'll use because we like it.
And then he started making trees in 3D with half the poly count of the trees.
Yeah, so the ones that he downloaded were just gigantic and weren't that good. Oh, here's one we said, let's do like a dinosaur topiary and spaceship topiary.
So have a topiary garden. Everybody loves topiary
And we talked about a puzzle we could do with that. We've got a couple different ideas.
Then he did it, we said, well, we might want a combination of 2D and 3D, and here's his panorama painting of this. Wouldn't this be fun? I mean, and we can have a combination of paintings and real 3D work in it.
So what it comes down to is if you have an amazing artist working for you, you find work for them.
Yes.
And you let them use their imagination, because that gives you stuff that is so much stronger than if we specified every detail of the layout. But
Yes.
instead we let it do it his way.
And that's why, synergy is really important if you can get synergy going with a team. And so some of the best moments we had at Sierra was when we had a team that was actually working on a project as opposed to bits and pieces. All right, so at any rate, you wanted to play Quest for Glory 2. And, well, we did say this was vaguely about 2. The quote was from 2. The picture was from 2.
I have Quest for Glory Collection. I don't actually know what this is on. It is...
Can you get that screen?
No, it doesn't actually tell us if this is Steam or GOG.
Oh. Well, we'll find out. It'll either play or it won't.
Yeah, the game will play. I tried it.
Okay, but whether they
Brings it up in DOSBox.
Okay. There. Do not make illegal copies of this game, please.
Now, the first time I played this game in a stream, oh, by the way, you needed the information contained in the printed documentation to successfully complete this game. In other words, it's not just the law, it's a good idea, which is a paraphrase of a campaign they had that said, it's not just a good idea, it's the law. So the first time I did this, I sat here and talked a while the screen was going on, and eventually our character starved to death and died while we were sitting in this.
Are we starting a new
We
character?
can start a new character.
I have successfully fed my kids dinner. Good! Me and my sister borrowed this from one of their friends and were terrified by the... Yes, I imagine. It was pretty scary. All of the old cassette tapes and things used to have a warning, or the videotapes. All had that FBI warning. Do not copy this under threat of death. Yes. Just a lasagna in the oven, but hey, yeah. I'm a fighter, not a lover. Well, we said that this is a thief game.
Oh, I was going to play a fighter.
You were? Well, I think we should play a thief because...
I was going to play the thief in the PGA version. I couldn't fight.
Yeah, okay. Well,
we'll see if it's any better here.
Fight.
Okay.
I love the thief
Rolly
game.
fingers.
They're so cool. Okay, good.
Or just fingers.
Huh? Fingers? That's dirty.
All right. It is. But fun.
I see.
Blondie?
Nah, that's too generic.
All right.
Dagger. No, or non-exploited speedruns should have the slogan, winners don't use bugs. I see. Whenever I copied VHS, I made sure to include the tire warnings. Yes,
Very
indeed.
good for you.
The speedrun community once present all 5 games at a speedrun marathon and tried to go with a different class for each game, doubling up on one of them, of course. We chose Thief for Trial by Fire, yes. Probably the best game there is for Thief. All right, Dagras.
I don't know. He's got a dagger.
Fine. I'll allocate him out.
Could be Dagra, but then
Could
he'd have to be female.
Yeah.
Okay, probably needs a lot of luck.
Probably that. But did
I
that
agree with
actually do much?
Dink, dink, dink,
That.
dink.
Lot of
Needs
agility.
lots of agility.
And how about some? Well, he's got some weapons. You could use the up his stealth. There
Okay.
you go. Wow, we'll start a game.
Start a game. So our stats were strength, intelligence, agility, vitality, and luck. These correspond to D&D stats: strength, intelligence, dexterity, constitution, and luck did not exist in D&D. And then we have skills: weapon use, parry, dodge, stealth, picklocks, throwing, climbing, and magic. And of course, the Quest for Glory system is any stat that is a stat or skill that is at 0 cannot be improved by practice. You have to get someone to teach it to you. But anything above that, practice makes perfect.
The 100% speed run does not use magic. Interesting.
Well, neither did we.
Who came up with the idea to unionize the thieves of this world? We had a union in a comic strip that we based.
Yeah, in the spellbook,
Yes.
which was our Dnd Newsletter.
Yep.
Lori with our friend Richard. I think they've got it over
Yeah,
here somewhere.
you should have it. This is not it, though. Well, it does have the spell book. I don't know
Yeah,
which
that's-
episode. Now this is our D&D book, but it
This
does
is a
have.
D&D notebook, yeah.
But it does have the spell book in it. You could
Somewhere
show-
around here I have a thing that have all the cartoons.
Yeah, this was
Yeah,
our
here's a...
copy of our spell
Yep.
book. If you could
This
do it
is,
without destroying it.
I don't know.
I don't
Just
know.
right.
You could just.
Okay,
show
this is art by, let's go to the close-up webcam. If I can find my cursor. Oh, I can't find my cursor, of course.
Oh, of course not. So you can just.
So I'll just show it in small. This is our D&D newsletter. The artwork on this one was drawn by Bradley W. Skank, who later went on to work with an Amiga development group. Ink Roach on the topic. And this is the cartoon that was originally conceived by Lori with our friend Richard Aronson, which he called Birth of a Hobbit.
And we had the thieves in a union there.
Yep. So that was a kind of the predecessor idea, and that was Erasmus and Fenris came from that strip.
Yes.
Gucci 4 Thief Guild is buggy. So we can change our cursor somehow. Maybe. Maybe do ask about. Maybe just, because this was still parser.
Yeah.
Ask about Shapeir. Abdullah says, the land of Shapeir may be plagued with elementals and jinns, but this city will ever stand as long as there are heroes such as yourself. Now the word genie is actually D-J-I-N-N-I originally, is actually the plural of jinn, but we use jinns here. I came up with the idea of Control-A, typed ask about for you, that made things faster. So let's ask about the inn. Place to relax, to talk to friends, to eat and drink, to watch entertainment. What better place to be?
Bravo on the creativity. Thank you.
Order meal. Shamin says, Shima will be with you shortly with one of her splendid meals. Here she comes.
Here is your morning meal of warm bread and honeyed butter, fresh fruit and tea, just as you prefer.
And of course, we prefer whatever she's willing to serve us. Thank you.
You are, of course, most welcome, my hero.
So we tried to make this feel like you could type whatever came into your mind, and
As
as
though
long as it was,
telepathically
as it was
linked with
sensible.
their life mate, she appears with a tray filled with the things you have already certain you will enjoy, which she sets in front of you. Oh yes, you've got the whole thing mapped out. The only thing I felt was lost from the switch to parser to point and click was that in parser games you had to think of what to ask. Yes, the thinking part is the most frustrating, and yet it's the exciting part.
And Murdoch says in many games those important words had caps. What we did for our first prototype, one of our prototypes for Hero U, is we used a different
text
color.
adventure,
When it was a web-based text adventure, is we made hyperlinks for the keywords,
Right.
and so you could click on any hyperlink in order to get to it. You didn't tip. It's all included with our room fee.
Yes. Ask about
Pay for meal. Oh, please, Effendi, 1,000 pardons, but I do not understand. Yeah, they don't accept tips here.
Yeah. Okay, it says ask about fun.
Ask about fun.
You have to excuse, yes.
You will not use the word fun in this game.
Learn spelling, yes. Ask about desert.
The desert is full of perils for the unwary, and only brave men or fools dare go there. I used to travel through the desert often. Which one do you suppose he is?
Yes, yes.
Leads him to wonder.
Well, the parser system on Quest for Glory was the closest thing to playing D&D without having any friends. Yeah, well.
Ah, the carpet. I asked about the carpet. He says, which could have been this carpet, but he assumes you're talking about the magic carpet.
Yes.
I have given the carpet to the Sultan. In return, he has something beyond my wildest dreams. I wonder if I can ask that again.
Wealthy.
He has made me wealthy beyond even my dreams, and his dreams are modest.
Yeah, well. Oh, sorry, I meant desert! Dessert, not desert, yes!
So we can
Stab the sword.
Please, Effendi. Oh well, can't say goodbye to Shamin that way. Let us wander out through this doorway.
What's the best desert desserts? The best desert desserts is the date pistachio.
Whipped pistachio cream.
No. I'm talking about the thing I would make. It's dates, it's pistachios, it's almonds, and you just make them, roll them up in a ball, and that's it.
And powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar, yes, but powdered sugar didn't exist then. But that sort of thing is a traditional Arabian dessert, and it lasts forever because it's all.
So Ali Chica, of course, was based on Chico Marx. Special today only, I send you a genuine made in Japan glow in dark turban, which says my father went to Shapeir and all he brought me was. Oop, I appear to be wandering. But maybe you got it, no kids. Then what you want is what I got right here, a Shapeir in a bottle. You shake it on you. It's supposed to be Italian accent, but don't worry about that. And you see Shapeir in a sandstorm. I sell it just for you for only twice what it's worth.
Yep.
Ask
yeah,
about...
buy that turbans. Ooh, I need a souvenir, yeah.
Are you good friend? What? Oh, the guard is in front of me, so I'm talking to him. There is a context sensitivity.
I thought monkey brains was the best desert dessert. Only
I just think you got
not
to
too many
yourself.
Monkeys in the desert.
We did not like Indiana Jones 2.
And it wasn't in the desert anyway. So.
Yeah. I sell you one cheap, only 1 dinar. Special edition says, you are here with a big X. Okay, well, let's buy map. Wait a minute, what do you think I am? A money changer? You money, it's no good. You need to get this changed to dinars and centimes before you can buy us something.
My brother and I went to a marathon Marx Brothers series that had like 4 of them, 5. I guess they had all 6 of them in a row. We made it through 3.5, and we decided we'd had all the Marx Brothers we could take for one day.
So we have 150 gold coins. It's probably pretty heavy. It's we're carrying 33 pounds of the our 65 count capacity.
I did like the remake, adding 2 of the tchotchkes as purchasable. I think that was fun. Yeah, I gave the flute player way more money in this game than I ever gave Caleb in the next one.
Oh, how's that?
Yes.
People just don't respect doggies.
But just to say, this was the most immersive experience I've had in a video game at the time. It still ranks very high.
So you make the thief size. Says we won't show any of that here in order not to embarrass those people with tender sensibilities. Boy, did you look silly. And he doesn't he doesn't respond to it.
Look, hero. Obviously a graduate of the famous Adventurers Correspondence School, and just as obviously not from around here.
All right, you want to fight? Okay, what?
The news of your arrival swept through the city like a sandstorm, and getting the rarity of fair skin and
I gotta read
blonde
this
hair,
direction so I'll get lost.
You'll have to re-ask it again. All the more reason not to be seen should you choose to engage in any underhanded activities. Yes, indeed.
Okay, Alachica says, well, you go north until you see a way to go left, you take it away, and some other stuff,
And
but I'm
then
going to have to ask
so
again.
fast, you can't.
Okay, but no problem, boss. Fortunately, can't ask again. North, left, right, north, left, 3 rights, and then right again. North, left, 4 rights. That's the right way. Go that way until you turn right. 5 rights in a row, 6 rights in a row, 7 rights in a row, and then turn left. Okay, north, left, 7 rights in a row. Let's see if we can do this, just for those directions.
Look, hero, yes. I was
Of course,
so
we don't have a
impressed
compass, so we don't know where north is.
with Shapeir. And that ambient flute is such a vibe. Basically, you take the first left, and then you do right until you get there.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, ah. I don't know which direction we're going now.
towards the other.
I bet we're going north.
Mm-hmm. I think so. So we already lost it.
Okay. But only because I
Just
couldn't get the
south
interface right. Alright. I think you can use the arrow keys.
You're going all the way back to the
I'm
other.
going most of the way back. Oh,
Okay,
there's my
fine.
plaza. Now we can
Okay.
go
This until you shift.
north, and then we turn left.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
To
Yeah.
the left, to the left. To the right, to the right. Oh, we made it. Okay, now we're going to turn right
Towards the
somewhere.
right, yeah.
I wonder if there's a
First
way to slow us
right.
down. Oh, we
That's
don't have a
right.
chance to go right yet.
Nope.
Look.
You can't.
Look around. Oop. There's a sign down the street to the left which reads Marib Darb.
Let's go on down Marie. And then we have a right turn.
I don't
is
think that
that's
counts
not
as a right.
That's not a right. Okay, fine. Oh, we're still going
I
then.
think we're just following the route until we get a new place to turn right. So you can get the names of the streets, and if you had your map that came with the game, then you could follow those directions. Assuming, of course, that you write in this. So Mark Weldon put this whole thing together, and it's really a complicated bit of programming to do this. And it was pretty ambitious to put this into a game that...
Oh, it wasn't ambitious, considering we were seeing this kind of graphic and
In Wizardry
in
one.
Wizardry and Dungeon Master long before we did it. It's just that SCI wasn't set up for. Oop, that's a right-hand turn. You're not going to go? Okay. There we go. There's a right.
Okay, that was a 1.
One. That's a 1.
That's a 1.
There's a 2.
That's a 2.
Remembers drawing maps and was not good enough. That's a 3. Had to rotate notebook at every turn. Yeah.
Whoop.
Mr. Tariq is a nasty schoolmaster for the Shapeir division of Hero. Ah.
I don't think that counts. We avoided the left. Oh, there's equestrians and
We did actually
pedestrians.
have
Hooray.
to.
And we could have actually looked at them. 4?
Was that 4? That was.
That's 4.
That was a. Okay, fine. But this doesn't count.
I don't think this counts. I have no idea where we are.
Oh well, we're in the middle of nowhere. You could look at the streets. Ah, we made it to another place that we weren't supposed to be going to. So. much for that.
Okay, so according to the Control M, nope.
You don't have a map.
Look at map.
You don't
Oh,
have
I
a
have to
map.
buy a map first. So we're somewhere.
You're at the weapon shop of Isher.
So we could go into ask this guard for directions. Close the finest weave. Ask about directions. I regret it very much. I cannot help you with that. Ask about money changer. Her shop is at the south end of Dinar Tariq. Well, why didn't the Chinka tell us that?
Yes, copy protection ever invented, yes. I tried to guide someone through here, but they couldn't understand that the forced right turn didn't count as a turn right. Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe it did, and that's why I got my count off.
You got lost? Yeah, maybe.
All right, let's look.
Ketal.
Side to the right, Ketal Darb. Street to the left reads Ketal Darb. Now, I could bring out the map, but that would be giving up. Instead, I will spend the entire session here.
Walking through here and giving you all flashbacks.
Going to the left is
and
Ketal
nightmares.
Darb. So where's the one we're on then?
What's that one you just passed? KQ's 5 maze was 10 times more punishing than this. Oh well. Yes.
Danby Darb and Tariq of Kharas.
Remember, the one's one direction, the other's the other direction. Should have turned left at the fountain. Ah, okay, fine.
Well, that's how I normally go, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I was trying to
But
do
he
it
was
from
trying
his
to
directions.
follow the directions that he was given.
I wonder if we'll die of thirst before we get there. Street to the right reads Ketal Darb, but I don't know what this one straight is. This is Nelfara Darb.
Should have taken that last turn at... Ow! Albuquerque, indeed. Now, isn't this fun? You can see just how well we did with this game.
Oh, I did fine. I just I took my directions from the fountain instead of from here.
Okay.
I think we're in Alfara Darb.
Actually, I memorized the maze after my first playthrough. I couldn't draw it.
Ah, and there's a sign up the street to the left which reads Alfara Darb. Another sign up the street to the left reads Dnd Tariq.
Ah, very good. If you follow Nafara Darb, you'll get back to the Fountain Plaza, he says.
But I don't want to do that. I want to follow Dnd Tariq.
Yes.
Because I know that the word dinar means money. The street right is Kital Darb. The sign on my street reads. We're almost there.
In theory. I bet someone can program
Crossroad.
an overlay while playing this game that gives
All right.
GPS
The street to the right is Samtim Tariq. Samtim. Another street sign down the street to the left reads Dnd Tariq. Well, we're supposed to be on the Dinar Street. According to that guard, who gave us actual helpful information. So we did not turn on the Samtim Street, which is smaller money.
Yeah, we want big money here.
We got gold coins
Hi,
to
guys.
exchange.
This was a hallway system, something that you planned from the beginning, or was it just sort of copy? It was planned from the beginning.
We wanted to make the city feel huge.
Yes.
And I think we succeeded.
In point 2 miles, turn left on Dnd Tariq.
Yeah.
Did it! Yay! We have a stranger to our fair land. Welcome, traveler from afar. Come closer, that you might find all that you seek here. I am Dinarzad, changer of money for Shapeir. Would you like to exchange something with me?
Maybe.
It definitely feels huge, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that was the whole idea.
Mouse, the keyboard is not the best way to work.
No. Oh, I love her. Oh, exchange looks.
Show me something worth exchanging. Oh, sorry, you're lying.
Oh well. There is no lecherous stressing of the word exchange, no suggestive lift to the eyebrow, neither is there any play at innocence. Dinarzad knows what she's about. It is said she uses men, Shima cautions you. You can see how, but your mind counters with a question of how much you mind being used. Perhaps this is exactly why you were warned.
He says, I'll admit, grasping the streets was something I needed my older cousin to help me on. I was actually stuck for the first month I owned this game. So all I had to do is I just had to go around random streets until I came with a street with a familiar name.
Uh-huh. I would always go out into the desert and go towards Julinar till I found a brigand to kill and rob. Well, or to be killed and robbed, yes. And buy the map with the money he had. Oh, that's the right way to bypass the money
that
changer.
works too, yes.
Yes. Make the thief's side. You place your thumb on your nose with your hand held perpendicular to your face and your fingers outspread. You then wiggle your fingers while focusing your eyes on the thumb and patting your belly with the other.
That's not so hard to do.
It's not supposed to be hard. It's just supposed to be stupid. We don't show any of that in order not to embarrass those people with tender sensibilities. So you are a jackal among the goats, then. I am very fond of those of the profession. This could be the start of a beautiful relationship.
Line stolen from Casablanca.
Yes. Come back tomorrow evening.
Or so,
if you're interested in doing me a little favor. It could be to our mutual benefit. Have we checked out the remake? Yes, we played the remake in this.
Yeah, I did it previously on this stream.
But not
didn't get very far
yes,
in it.
yes. That's
About
parallel
3 days,
to
I
your
think.
face, not perpendicular, isn't it? Parallel to your face or perpendicular? It depends on which. It's the.
Well, it is parallel to my face, so I'm holding it. So.
Yes, but it's perpendicular.
Oh,
is
is
the
it
right
supposed to
way.
be perpendicular?
It's supposed to be perpendicular.
I missed your line, though.
Oh well. No problem.
Exchange coins. 150 gold coins. Now, one of the little things you got in here is that if you try to exchange all your money at once, and she says, oh, this guy's rich, he could afford to pay a little tax, and so she deducts a high percentage. If you exchange them a few at a time...
Who came up with the silly thief sign? I believe it was probably...
I believe it was probably Lori.
No, I think it was actually Fishbuck. Here you are. I just love intimate exchanges like this with you.
So my inventory now has 140 gold
Save a
coins
few, be a coin collector.
and 9 golden dinars. So she gave me 9
should fight the
dinars for
pizza.
10 gold coins.
We have not fought the pizza elemental in the remake. We haven't fought much. We mostly died. We're really good at dying in this stupid game.
Let us exchange. This time we'll do 40 instead of 10.
Here you are. She says the same line. So.
Yep.
She's not
And
lying. I watched them
I
die
now
a
have
lot.
100
Yes.
gold coins and 45
Yeah.
golden dinars. Okay, so from 10, we're getting the exchange the same rate at that.
Okay.
Maybe because she knows we're a thief, or maybe because I didn't do it all
Did
at
someone
once.
act out the pose while the writer put it to prose? No. That's this symbol that's a thief sign used to be a stupid.
Yeah, you would kind of do it to mock somebody.
Yeah.
You're making fun of somebody.
And it was like, can you do two things at once? You can rub your belly while wiggling your fingers.
So my first 50 got me 45, and my additional 100 gave me 80. So
Okay.
she charged 20% instead of 10% when I exchanged 100 dinars.
Thief sign is so iconic. Yeah.
Thieves Guild license. Your Thieves Guild license authorizes you to do business with thieves without getting killed by them.
It's good
This
that
is
you
useful.
still have that. Yeah.
All right, well, let's come over here to Mark. Look. Man. All right, look at man. Look at man.
I imagine doing it discreetly.
Oh.
It was designed so you couldn't do it discreetly. Yeah.
Franck, the guard, marks you with his glare. You suspect he would give no quarter in a fight. He would likely pound you into ruble or bubble.
Yes.
In any case, he has no dime to speak with you, to coin a phrase. To fight him would make no sense. Better leave him alone for a change. I believe I came up with most of this one.
It's hard to tell.
I think
Yes,
so.
Rod.
As many currency puns as I can come up with.
I always do it anyway. I both love and hate you. Such punnery. It is.
So I was exchange student in Germany in high school, and so I learned about marks. And then I visited England and learned about pounds.
Yeah, these are good puns. to
We
be
didn't have
frank.
euros. We didn't have euros back there. Those are good puns to be franc. Merci beaucoup. Okay, so between Heroes Quest and Quest for Glory 2, Pablo Ganis was hired by Sierra, and he was a computer scientist. He later went on to develop Iceman, codename Iceman, but he was in the systems group, and he completely rewrote the text parser to make it much more sophisticated. So the original text parser was basically Zork level and could handle simple phrases, and he made it so that it understood syntax and verbs and adjectives and adverbs, and you could do complete complex sentences. And then came the
And we
VGA
thought,
system.
the problem with that is that it's still easy to get it wrong, and writing in complex sentences is a pain, and so we went with simple. We thought simple was better.
Examine torches. Well, there are obviously torches there, but sorry, nothing I can tell you about that because we did. The program didn't handle it.
So you want to be a hero?
So you want to be a euro? Oh, a euro.
Yes, a hero. Yes.
I like euros. This small cove at the end of an alley has a small window with an iron grate above it, 2 other sconces. Eliminate the guard standing nearby and the woman behind the window.
I so want to eat a euro.
Touch
I
sconce.
love a good euro. Yeah.
Look at the dangerous looking guard and think better of it. Examine a sconce.
I don't think that works either.
Yes, it does.
Oh well, good.
So the point of the exercise here is that it knew that A was an unimportant word here. You could type examine sconce or examine the sconce or examine a sconce.
Sconces. I remember learning so many words in this game.
And this is actually really sophisticated compared to the primitive level of AI that was available in the late 80s.
Can you flirt at her with her?
Yes, let's flirt with Dinarzad.
You can also examine boobs.
You will not need...
No, I didn't think flirt was a word.
Okay, kiss. Dinarzad, you can try. She coyly evades her kiss.
Ah. Ooh, please, examine boobs.
Examine boobs, really.
Boobs. Boobs.
I can't, books. Nice. Okay.
I see.
Touch.
Awooga. I've always imagined her with a
Bazumbas.
deep New York accent.
Touch boobs, you look at the danger at the looking guard and think better of it. So,
That's actually a really nice guard. Look at those pants, will you?
okay, they got diamonds on them.
Yeah, that's really... This ain't no LSL game. That is true. Nice. Kiss guard? No, I don't think it even... Well, I doubt that it took that one.
Kiss.
Front?
Frog. Ain't no reason to do that.
Oh, well. I was, pleasing your flirt for the record, but I guess thanks to
Fight
the
with Frank,
sounding
you think better of it.
you. Yes, really.
So most of it is just looking at the verb you're using there, fight or kiss or whatever, and figuring out what you're trying to do. But
Hero is only a hetero. Well, yes, until 5. On 5, you could try to give rings to the guys, you know.
well, the original design for Heroes Quest, we had 3 different races.
Mm-hmm.
There was each character class had its own race.
Yeah.
So there's a centaur, an elf, or halfling or something, or human. I don't know.
It was a
Gnome.
hobbit type thing. Oh, no, yeah, I was
Yeah,
right, no.
and you were going to be able to choose male or female characters, and we were very quickly disabused of the notion we could do that.
Can't do anything like
Bob
that.
Hyman said you can't have a centaur because the opening room of Heroes Quest, there are a set of stairs there going to the sheriff's office, and a centaur, the animation system would not make a centaur look good unless you custom animated
Even in 3D.
climbing stairs.
Even with 3D characters.
It's hard to make it look good.
Terribly hard. So
And
therefore,
the technology at the time we did Heroes Quest only allowed movement in 4 directions, 4 cardinal directions, and they upped it by the time we did Quest for Glory 2, you could go 8 directions. You know, leave here.
I'm going to leave here.
You could say bye.
I could, but
Goodbye.
it doesn't actually.
Goodbye doesn't work, but bye doesn't work. Maybe goodbye does. Goodbye. No.
Doesn't.
How about wave? Nope. Lots of things that the parser didn't understand. So the advantage of point and click is it doesn't show how stupid the game really is.
Yes.
Because we really only had about a dozen interactions programmed for each scene, if that.
And I didn't even specify them. Can you do this with the point and click? No.
Not very well. You can sort of do it.
Okay. Get local bunny? Yes, we got the local bunny. Some of it. I don't know how much we actually wound up getting.
Actually, let's see. Go to N. Nope.
Good luck with that, yeah.
I thought there was something that would allow you. Well, in the VJ version, they made it so you can have shortcuts to areas you've been to.
Yeah, but mostly it was map. They're good for a Dinar's club, yes.
Yeah, I think we had a Dinar's Club card.
Get directions back from Dinar's odds by Ask About Fountain. Well, we'll find a place eventually.
If you tell Darb on the left, we're still on.
And Dinar Tari.
Let's go down to Kital Darb. Not sure if that's a good idea, but.
Falling Nafara will also get you there, yeah. We'll find Nafara.
Yes.
There we go.
Nafar Darb is to the right. So we'll just follow that all the way. I think they'll put us at the Fountain Plaza.
Kital Darb will get you to the Fighters Plaza.
Ah, that's not where we want to go.
Yeah, we want to get that map so we can...
Not have to ever do this again.
Yeah, basically.
Well, you kind of do, because you need to discover new locations.
Yes, you do. You do still need to do it.
All right, where are we now? Left is Nelfaradar. Oh, so we actually need to come here.
We've lost Nafara Darb.
Straight to the left is Tariq of Nelfar. We're on Nelfaradar. So it made a turn through an alleyway, through a doorway. Nothing to it. See, This map isn't hard. Alright, we're in the fountain place. We've been traveling for a while. It's a little odd because I'm used to modern games you would hit a forward arrow to go forward. But in this forward arrow, the up arrow goes up, the right arrow goes right, and so on.
One thing I stole from you guys in my D&D game is using the Thieves Guild membership card as an access key card by jimmying the entrance to the guild.
Yeah, we did that
fun.
in Quest for Glory 4, I think it was.
We used it. Something
I think we used it for.
Yes, but
Get
looking
water.
at you.
You fill your water skin with cool, clear water from the fountain.
Well, it's 4:30, Corey.
I know.
Oh,
We gotta go here though.
Oh, okay, fine.
Baskets. We get near the merchants. They'll talk to you. Just living plants.
That's a nice plant stand.
Open door. Just walk over to it.
You aren't a magic user, but we are in. There we go. And
It says, "Keep on laughing."
Nice.
Narek Said. Aloha oi. Welcome in. Gesundheit. Tippecanoe, and how do you do? Pleased to meet you, and I mean to please you. Welcome to my little shop of wonders. Sort of like horrors. Wonder what shop it is? It's magic, of course. I am Keep On Laughing, proprietor. You must be Nobile Cause. Proud to meet you, Mr. Cause. Shapeir always hopes for heroes. It's sad, Dad, but if you need to climb to the sublime, you need a rope. Nope. Resting on your laurels, Hardy, or dreaming of days, Hayes? Many pop culture references in here. Ask about rope. If you're inclined to climb, a magic rope can give you hope. To make it rise, close your eyes, raise your eyes high, and watch it fly. Well, if the time is right, you're in a plate, you can get it across if you give it a toss, perma shave. So, probably, thieves do have to come to the magic shop to buy magic rope.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that.
a good tool, fool, but remember the rule. The magic can't last, and on your last cast, it'll go fast. So don't waste it, or you may find yourself hanging there with nothing there. We have a special on magic ropes this year. It usually costs 12,500 centimes. For a limited time, only though, it's only 125 dinars, which happens to be 12,500 centimes.
Yes.
So, do you want to scope a rope, Miss Anthrope? That's an awful lot. Are we able to afford a map if we buy that?
No, probably not. You probably don't have that.
I can try. I have 120. I would take every penny I had.
Yeah.
Can't afford it.
No.
Bargain. You do that?
No.
Oh, look like a department store. Offer 90 dinars for rope. Okay,
All right.
too much.
So there's the X-ray glasses
Where's that?
on the right by the Cthulhu. There's a Cthulhu. There's it's I think on the bottom shelf.
Oh, there.
The Groucho Marx glasses.
The tag says, Ellie Fakir, genuine X-ray glasses, 15 dinars. They look incredibly large. The tag also says, one size fits all. It must be magic.
Did we all type kill keep on?
Should we buy the glasses?
No, you don't want to buy it.
We don't have any use for them.
Isn't it a hand puppet? There's a hand. Yes, there's probably a plushie.
All kinds of silly things
yes,
in there.
The Rosella puppet.
If you need to know some knowledge about the magic wave, then go see Aziza, who will enchant you if you stay. Watch out, she's testy though. So long, farewell. Auf we the same. Auf we the same? Auf
Yes,
we the same.
auf we-
Auf we the same.
Yes.
Goodbye, see you soon, etc. Okay, so this is the north end of the plaza we need to cross. And then very confusingly, the room will
Pop over.
reverse.
Oh, and then
way
this guy comes towards us, and then we're really confused. Yes.
Pots for sale.
You think about it, but you would probably get a pie in your face. Yes. Yeah, that would have been fun. I like asking,
Oh, he
keep
stopped.
on laughing about Yorick. Oh,
I just hit
God.
numlock to walk because that's how it works in World of Warcraft.
It didn't work.
This was considerably before that.
Yes. Buy pot. Yes.
I don't toke, thank you. And there's Ali Chica. Hey, I got just a thing. Keychain with real Shapeir brass centime in the end. Only cost you 1 dinar, so you can get a centime for a dinar, which is much like the 1 coin.
Pennies,
So
yes, he's
buy
my cousin
Matt.
Laspo Uric. I knew him well, I see.
Oh, the Chica says, let me see if I got one. He starts throwing things every which way.
You don't have the heart to tell the Kata merchant that the pot that you have long sought is probably not legal to sell in the lands of Shapeir.
That was only 1 dinar for that. You no gonna regret this, boss. Certainly the best in town. You no getting your money back. Buy a compass. Let me see if I got one. And he does the same animation. Here you go, boss. 1 compass for 1 dinar.
We wanted you to be able to buy these things, you know.
You no gonna regret this, boss. Control T. Nope. Nope. Information. Time of day. Control D for day. Sunset approaches. Getting late already.
It took us all day to
Just to walk through those alleyways.
Was it difficult to put in the pedestrians in the game? Well, everything was
They're
difficult.
not that hard. Again, that was I talked about that random walk that I had done in class in college, and that's basically what they have. Is they have rules for where they walk, and sometimes it's just a path. It's a set path, and sometimes it is a random walk.
There's so much I remember about this game, and probably twice as much that I've forgotten. Well,
Yes.
there's a lot to this game.
It is hoped that you enjoyed your first sights of our beautiful city of Shapeir. The hard part actually was to do the interactions that it actually detects which character you're closest to and what objects you're close to, and that's what you're interacting with. So when you type stuff in the parser, it's also taking into account your location on screen. So if you say pick up a vase, and the vase is across the room, it'll probably say move closer.
Yes, we actually have a musician at night. That was very
Let's see
important.
if there is one. You can't get that.
Very
Pick up
important
candle.
to.
You can't get an oil lamp.
I think giving them a path to do things that they would be expected to do was more effective than Elder Scrolls' approach. Yeah. Can you pickpocket the pedestrians or NPCs? Probably not.
I don't think so. Anyway, so I just said say hello, and because I was facing Shamin, he responded. But if I come over here
How
and
can the
repeat
Kata
that,
musician be
Abdullah will answer.
Good
This
baby.
is
Yes.
sophisticated
This is
programming.
yes. This is vicinity. But we had marks on the floor where for things like this.
Yeah, I believe this one was actually using your facing. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff under the surface here. But I was just going here so I could save game.
Ah.
And we'll type this in first evening. Could have said something funnier, but I didn't.
It's a
And
thing.
there we go. That's Quest for Glory 2, the original EGA version. You'll notice you've already gotten 24 out of 500 points, partly by buying the map and compass and finding the money changer, no doubt.
Lol, he's got a
That's,
litter of kittens at home. The flute player is really fishing for a tip. Yeah.
Sit down at the table, and Shima automatically comes out with my. Let's see what we got today for the evening meal.
A honeyed lamb with almonds and curried chicken. It is hoped that you will enjoy yourself.
So that's the other thing is it's actually keeping track of time of day. It is keeping track of what day it is. It's keeping track of what you've done in the game. And all of this context is used so that even though you might go to the same scene 5 or 6 times, it'll be different every time.
We wanted to give this the verisimilitude. We wanted to give this the sandbox before the word sandbox had been invented for this.
And this is where most of the time and effort went in the game. And this is why an idea doesn't make a game. Because the idea is, hey, I got a game set in the Arabian Nights, and there will be 2 cities. And there'll be magic and stuff and elementals. And we had that. But that's only the start, because then you got to come with all the details of every scene. And Lori's amazing strength when she was at Sierra is she could keep an entire game in mind at a time. She knew what everything was going on everywhere, which flags you would set in one place that would be used in other places. So when she wrote up her scene descriptions, they took into account what you had to do to have a progression through time, even though what she was writing was only a progression through place.
Yeah. This was Shenmue before Shenmue, and did it better than Shenmue. Well,
We did not play Shenmue. I saw was quite a bit of hype about the sequel to that on Kickstarter.
these games are why I love sandbox games today. I like to have games that actually have a plot.
Is this one?
Yes. You get hash tonight, Mudball. The designers didn't count on you eating on Sundays. Yeah.
Great Schumann, that's actually in the script.
Was this the first Sierra game with a day-night cycle?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Oh, King's Quest 4 had a
King's
day
Quest
night.
4
Had
was...
day-night, yes.
Yeah, day-night, and that was actually... King's Quest 4 came first. So that they probably developed the technology for the palette shifting. And we had a couple of the developers on our team had worked on King's Quest 4.
Yeah, I think that King's Quest 4 was plot mandated, yes. Hey guys, this is really cool.
Glad you had a good time. We are getting ready to wind it down.
Yes, right.
But we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Saturday, 2 weeks, 2 p.m. daylight time. And I came up with a theme that was, I started with Hot August Night, spelled K-N-I-G-H-T, and Lori said we did that. And then we came up with
whatever.
Hot August. We'll have to remember what it was. So that's why ideas aren't a dime a dozen, because you forget them.
You can't forget them, yeah.
And you get to our age, you start forgetting things.
Well, we'll remember it in time. Yeah, it was a playoff of Hot August Nights. So, yes. Any rate, thanks for showing up. We really appreciate it. I'll go to the webcam just because we can't say goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
We can't.
Let's quit the game. How about?
Okay, fine. You'd have to do that.
File, quit.
Okay, there. Mind if I join you?
It's time to split.
Yes.
Split.
All right, so now you can come
Get all
back
over, baby.
Yeah,
now we can come back over
yes,
to the
thank you
webcam.
for streaming. Well, we really appreciate
Well,
you
thank
guys
you for coming.
watching.
We
Yes.
really appreciate having a good audience.
Banana split. Banana split. Yes.
Wanna split. That was for
Yes.
Quest Relay 3, of
yes.
course.
Made it to the Quest for Trial by Fire stream. It's the best. Well, thank you.
Yay!
Thanks for streaming. See you in 2 weeks. Have a good night. Everybody have a good night. Have a good summer. Try not to get too hot. That's the whole point of these things. Thanks for the streams, the games, and the stories. We'll be happy to give all the games and stories we can.
So this will be for 2 weeks. This will be video on demand on Twitch, and sometime in the next 2 weeks I will hopefully move it to YouTube for more permanent. But you should visit our Patreon. You should visit our Discord. We didn't talk about the Discord.
No, you didn't. You could talk about Discord.
Discord.
Discord is a great forum for yakking
all kinds of games and stuff.
Every subject under the woods, you know.
Starting.
In theory.
Do. There I change tunes.
I see. And it's active and it's on the other screen, so.
What?
Yeah,
Where'd it go?
It went behind you. There, yeah. There we are.
I'll cover up some of my icons.
Okay, fine. Yeah, then.
Okay, so Transsolar Space Games is our Discord. Transsolar Games on Discord. And we will put a invite that will be good for 1 week. Invite people. Copy. And this is a 1 week invite.
Join our
But
penitentiary.
anytime you can find us by looking for
Yes.
Transsolar Space Games.
Join our general discussions and announcements.
Yes, this is the philosophy channel. Yeah, and AI whipped that. Okay, so one of our, Sean B, said, hey, I got access to Doll-E, which people were showing some really cool mashup pictures and stuff from. And typed in, tell me something interesting that few people have noticed in the Quest for Glory video games. And it came up with, in the first Quest for Glory game, if the player tries to enter the bar at night without paying, the barkeeper will say, no credits, no service. This is a reference to the film Blade Runner, in which a character is denied entry to an establishment with the same phrase.
Well, we sure didn't know
we
that.
didn't remember that.
But it must be true. Dolly says it is.
Yes, the most important channel on here is the penitentiary.
There's a Dolly mini that generates worse images. I see. Well, I'm not sure having worse images is a plus.
So let's see. We're talking about the Weird Al concert, and Jason said I said it was amazing, and various people have seen Weird Al live, and he is great. Weird Al Yankovic.
We saw him live, yeah.
Sir, our system has been breached. As a security precaution, I will change all of our passwords to Kenny.
Update confirmed. We now have Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins. It's a mild pun.
Yeah, especially since it's an old pun, because
Yep.
Kenny Loggins hasn't been
Here's
on.
Weird Al saying, I'm always more than happy to pose for pictures with fans.
So yes, this is our Discord. Join it and groan.
And we also have we have a voice channel, Speakeasy, which Lori and I use mostly for
Frequently
when
at
we're playing
night,
D&D
yeah.
late at night, Pacific time. We have a channel on summer days, channels on all the Quest for Glory games. Let's see, there's new stuff in Quest for Glory 5 since I've been here.
Ah,
Cal says.
okay.
What?
Watching the animatic from the canceled Popeye movie that got leaked recently. And he said a sound effect in the background that should be familiar to any Quest for Glory 5 player.
I wonder if that's copyrighted though.
I don't know. I
Probably.
wouldn't play it on the grounds that that's the Popeye. Wow, what an idea.
Okay, well,
Okay.
we didn't hear the sound, so.
So it won't be killed. Any rate, thanks a lot. See you next time.
Thanks everyone for
Bye-bye.
coming, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. But we'll be on our Patreon, and we'll be on our Discord.
So join
And
us there.
join us.
It's the seagulls. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Same as
I like
Dragonfire. That's good to know.
Yep. And we could talk about sound libraries some other